Hey Loki, I'm on now. Hey everybody else, this is Rydo and we will be commenting on and listening to the EA E3 live stream as it starts probably more than 10 minutes from now, in all honesty. It's not realistic to believe that they'll start on time. This is something new for my channel, most definitely. I haven't tried to cover E3. I should have before, let alone tried to cover it even live. But for me, I think I'm going to try and also multitask, because there's going to undoubtedly be a lot of hype and a lot of just applause breaks. One thing I was thinking that might be fun for the chat as more people get on is perhaps we should run an applause counter. Every time there's an applause break, we just count one more up. I should have thought of maybe a bingo game too. Just what could we do while we are while they are talking. Let's relaunch Hearthstone here.
You're back. Come tell us a story or two.
It coincidentally has been 3 days and I have a challenge a friend already available. So I need to challenge somebody to get the quest done. Today's not going to be the longest of streams compared to tomorrow. Loki, yes, Hearthstone. We are here, I'm set up, so I can do this at any point and we can focus on Hearthstone. Do we want to challenge Loki right now? Let's see. I'll challenge you now, Loki. That's fine, but as soon as they start talking, we go back to this. So you're just gonna get in the top right corner. Let's see if we wanted to turn off that. I can do that too. Everything is working the way I expected it to. I see the chat on my second monitor that I temporarily have. Sadly, the person I'm borrowing from it, the easy music is overpowering my voice. Okay, thank you for letting me know that, Loki. That's part of the feedback. The last 2 streams I've done, I don't know if people saw it or not, but there was major things that were wrong in the last couple streams that caused it to not render. Let's see. I need to, since I'm using this new software, I don't know exactly the best way to get this to work. Let's see. Interact. And let's see, does that sound about right? Letting away all the secrets that this is just a YouTube video playing on OBS. Alright. Just need to now make sure. We got about 5 minutes, Loki. And he's not in yet. Or there's something else. Let me Alt-tab out myself, make sure I don't have any other programs or streams flowing. There is a ton of news that we probably won't get to, but it is there if we hit an incredibly long third time's the charm. Like, if it becomes an incredibly long stream, we could start talking about news like a regular recording, if necessary. Let me double check to make sure these two streams aren't playing. I have streams loaded up on everything. That's part of the problem. So, send challenge when ready. Yeah, 1 second. I have too many pages open. Way too many pages because of way too many news things. Nope, don't play that. Well, we'll just hope that that's right. And how many you've got loaded? How many web pages? If rough estimate, probably 100 plus. Because I open a web page for every single, hopefully not more than 3. As far as streams going, yeah, that's what I was trying to turn off. I was trying to make sure none of that, except for the 2 that are needed. But I have like 100 web pages, and the web pages themselves are the issue. Alright, now it's taken so long that we'll probably be halfway through a challenge a friend. I'm just gonna choose my Murlocs card. See, I guess that's an argument for maybe a second whiteboard, so I could have yesterday written down all of the news elements. And let's see.
Uther versus Jaina.
Oddly, the Hearthstone deck tracker overlay bug still does not work. Let's see. This is supposed to be... where is it? The secondary monitor that I'm using is not here. Sorry, Loki. Which one of those is the right? Closer app. You know it's there. Deck Tracker has issues with many tabs and open browsers. Something to do with how the allocated memory. No, that I haven't had that problem, Loki. But then again, I also do have a ridiculous amount of RAM, so I may be powering out of it. It has something to do with OBS not remembering the setting of Hearthstone deck tracker window name, and because of that, let's get back to this. See, we've got 50 seconds. Hopefully all the audio is balanced. Doesn't it crash much? No. The only times, very rarely does Hearthstone deck tracker crash. It crashes every now and then, but then yeah, I get an update, and then the update seems to fix whatever the issue is. Here we go. We've rating pending to mature 17, as if rating pending is considered below E for everyone, which isn't the case at all. Rating pending is above mature for 17. It's above adults only, which is, I still think, something that exists. Let's see. So here begins the EA stream. We're seeing a lot of footage of games that they're probably going to announce. And we probably need to mute ourselves as far as Hearthstone. Might mean there will be mature games announced or something. Oh yeah, almost certainly one of the games is going to be M for mature. But
let me think.
I feel like but they're putting it in the wrong order, certainly. And immediately it's going to be difficult for me to play the game and talk. So, and I think we'll probably turn the audio down on Hearthstone too. We just real quickly kind of do that. I don't want to actually change it there though. So we're starting with a bunch of football drummers, so they're gonna go heavy on EA Sports, which is interesting considering the guy who very passionately ran EA Sports left to run like the West Ham Football Club.
Where'd you disappear to?
This is the new Madden with a solo single story that they were gonna do.
All their eyes on you. This is stop you from hightailing again.
Let me ask you something. Why are you here?
My father
Keeps freezing the stream.
when the world knocks you down,
Now YouTube is acting up.
get back up again.
Says Loki. There's probably nothing I can do about that. Sorry. I'll upload the final version, the beta version of the video. That's probably right down to just my internet speed. And without, yeah, there's nothing I can do other than try to have more upload, and I couldn't get more upload in time.
That's Madden like you've never seen it.
What it was doing last time I streamed is I had it on a constant bit rate, so you were only seeing like one frame every 5 seconds. But I guess that wasn't how it appeared when people were watching it live. But it took up 55 gigs at the last stream that was 4 hours when that should have been a lot less.
And it showed us how much further we can go. As you can see, we've built a creative.
Now this guy's just going to be talking.
We're right in the middle of it. This is
And
be where
so,
it goes down over the next
as people are talking,
and sharing
I'm going to start to
We've built it this way for a very
swap
simple reason.
between
We want more of you
these
to be able to
and
experience
these.
this moment. For thousands of
Because
people
we don't
this
really
week, we
need
have
to see a
hundreds of
guy
stations
moving
with
his
hands-on
hands
gameplay.
and
And
talking.
for tens of millions of you out there joining online from across the world, you'll hear it from players right here. They're here to see
Feels
you
like the
think,
audio's
to
a little
ask
too
questions,
quiet though.
to challenge us, to tell us what they like.
I have
and
to keep
especially
refreshing the
what they
page.
don't.
HD videos take up a lot of space. They do when they're at a constant bit rate of 32,000 kilobits per second instead of the variable bit rate of 32,000 kilobits per second that I was recording at before. I know that on streaming they want you to have a constant bit rate of about 4,000, but for video games that's not really useful.
A lot of it positive.
I don't think you should refresh your page though. I think it should just lock up and then load.
So today we're going to bring you 30 minutes of
if you go like 5 seconds behind, you might get behind the curve.
All of the feedback. And we've got a mix of everything here for you. A look at new IPs, some killer new trailers, demos, and a bunch of live gameplay. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it should be, right?
Did I play that right?
All of us share one fundamental belief, and that's that games are the best form of entertainment on the planet.
Let's come over here.
They connect us like nothing else. They bring us together across cities and countries. They inspire us. They ignite the fires of competition inside us. Games allow us to do extraordinary things and to be extraordinary in our own ways. Games
Turn the audio a little bit.
Whether as game makers trying to pioneer new ways to play, or players making each game a unique expression.
If I don't refresh, it just stays there stuck frozen. Interesting.
Games put the power of play in our hands to do with it what we want and to make it our own. So let's celebrate. For the next 3 days, we're here to celebrate play with all of you. And what better place to start than with a game that has taken the world by storm, Battlefield 1. There's more than 20 million Battlefield 1
probably
players
jump
out
to
there today,
Battlefield
and we've got a
1
lot to
footage
share
or Battlefield
about
2
our
footage in a
what's
second.
coming to this great franchise. So let's jump to Battlefield right from the creative heart of EA Play.
Hey everyone, I'm Andy Solano from Battlefield 1 Dice Studio right here in LA. I'm standing inside the creator cave at EA Play where our community is creating new content to share with players across the globe.
Part of your issues, Loki, might be because you're playing Hearthstone. That certainly could take up your bandwidth.
Only possible in Battlefield 1. Let's take a look.
Okay. What is it about the Battlefield franchise?
Okay.
So special,
So the first animated thing that EA decides to show you is just a cheaply animated military guy.
Oh, I just shot an airplane out with the gay bullet! I most definitely.
I thought they were talking about Battlefront. I'm not even paying enough attention.
People are just so passionate
Battlefield,
about their
World
game.
War
Everyone
I.
in this community is focusing on making this game as best as it can be
they're showing
and expanding on the experiences
streamers.
that we've already had.
Does anybody recognize these streamers, or are these just hired
Was mich an
actors?
Battlefield begeistert, ist die schiere Bandbreite an Dingen, die ich in diesem Spiel tun kann.
Player versus tank versus plane.
I'm running the
versus
stream through
environment.
another PC. Well, unless the other PC is on a different internet connection completely.
I have made so many amazing
That's not going to really change too much.
Brought a whole lot of people together. We'll squad up and go and tear it up.
Boom! Got it?
There we go. 80 gold. Okay, so I need...
I'll never be able to do that again in my life!
I think I want to adjust the audio.
Never ever! That's it! That's as good as it gets! I should just stop playing! I should quit!
A little bit on the Hearthstone side.
He just disabled a moving truck with a grenade while jumping off a horse. Incredible. We love these only in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I think that's
and
about what I
we want
wanted.
even more of them. So we're bringing more ways for you to play. First, Night Maps debut this summer.
Just want to barely
Neville
hear
Knights
the Hearthstone.
and Prise de Terreur. You'll need to deploy tactics as you fight through the night in a massive network of trenches. Second, I'm excited
Usually
to
Hearthstone,
announce a major revolution in Battlefield 1.
Let's
We're
see.
bringing epic battles to the eastern front of
I don't
World
watch
War I.
those streams,
In the name of the Czar,
usually
expands
Hearthstone
Battlefield
and
1 to the blistering winter in
D3
the east. This
or
is the biggest
Hearts of
front
the Storm,
of World War
Storm,
I.
Heroes
And
of the
with
Storm.
it, we're bringing you 6 new maps, the Russian army, including the mighty Hussar cavalry, new vehicles and weapons to expand your arsenal, and the iconic Women's Battalion of Death. Finally,
Now,
we're
they've
introducing
already
a
said,
richer
though,
gameplay experience in
on
both progression
this
and operations mode.
this expansion that they're bringing to Battlefield.
Through all new assignments, the ability to tailor your playstyle with specializations.
They said you weren't going to be able to play as the Russians
experiences woven
in the
through
single
fan
player.
favorite game mode operations. All of this.
So it's
coming
really
in
just
September as
different
part of In the
skins
Name
of different
the Czar.
characters, maybe
And for the
characters
next
with
3
different
days,
abilities.
The Lupkow Pass map from In the Name of the Czar is right here at EA Play.
But there's
For those
no...
of you tuning in, you'll get a glimpse of it from these guys.
I'm
when
not
they
even
share it
sure
on
if
their
they're
channels very
doing
soon.
any new
So there you
single
have it.
player story.
8 new maps in total, opening up the largest front
I
in
don't have
World
any
War I
FPSs
with new ways to
because
play.
they run out of...
There's never been a better time to be part of the Battlefield community. Now,
don't
enough
have
of
any
me.
frames per
Let's
second
give you a
because my
first look
PC is
at In the Name
garbage,
of the
says
Czar.
Loki.
A revolution is coming.
So is this Battlefield Revolution? They're very big into using the Frostbite engine in their games because they own it, EA is. So some games actually turn out worse when they could have been in a more open engine like the Unreal Engine or Unity, but they require the Frostbite. Maybe it will underlock after you do the single player. As I'm understanding it right now, you buy this expansion for Battlefront, and you get 8 new maps and you get several new characters just right there. But it's not single player content at all. It's just multiplayer stuff. Different characters to select, different maps to play.
I have the privilege of leading our global development teams. 6,000 of the most creative people making truly amazing experiences, including Battlefield 1. Now, this summer is going to be
So
huge.
that's something I
So
probably
much new
should write
content,
down
so
on my
much more to play,
whiteboard as
and
far
so
as
many
EA
new ways to
news.
play. There's one more thing we'll bring to Battlefield. Later this year, we're going to give you a new competitive Battlefield experience. We've heard you. You want a smaller, tighter experience focused on team play. You want all-out war built for competition, and you want it accessible to players and to viewers. And it's coming. I can't wait to share more with you guys at Gamescom in August.
So he's announcing an announcement right now.
And we've always thought about it a little differently. We believe in making stars of all our players. Let me tell you something really cool. Last month, I was watching an amazing competitor, Shells. He made it to the FUT Championship finals.
This is rather boring.
6 months ago, this guy was an unknown. Now he's a worldwide star. And
We're going to see a lot of this probably at E3. What they're trying to do, big corporations in general, is they're trying to get away from the big video game people and instead go for the esports people and streamers, because you can have more influence on them and convince them to be hyped about your game more and not have to be critical and not have to risk being critical
we'll
of
have much more to share, including our Madden plans later this summer. As
this guy's announcing another announcement.
Your stories inspire us, and competition like nothing else brings them to life.
We should have a counter in the chat for how many announcements get announced. That's the full not news effect going on.
First time. This is my first time competing. I just thought maybe this is something I could do.
So many good players. I want to beat them just like they want to beat me. I just don't understand.
So everybody's gonna want to go into esports.
This is the highest level you can play. There is a real thin line between success and failure. How nervous are you right now? It's going to be a really tough game.
They call these they call the esports and the streamer people influencers instead of video game media. And I really.
We're going to see a handshake. Nope, not going to see it. He's come up in second place time and time again. We have a game. He scored it.
Now's the time to stand up. This is what competitive gaming's all about.
We're about to crown a new king.
Of course, there was something in the news just recently about them suspending a Hearthstone player, I believe, for doing something inappropriate.
Were you ever in doubt in that game?
I was in doubt the whole time.
I would say if you are going to be an esports person, your first step should be to get some PR manager to work for you and train you what to say, not to say, how to act, how to be professional, what is ethical to endorse, what isn't ethical to endorse, and all of that. We're getting a PlayStation trailer now of, I assume this is FIFA. So they started strong on the sports with the drum team. Then they talked about Battlefront for a second, and now we're back with the FIFA. I don't imagine that there's too much new with FIFA 18. So they're doing mocap. It's about the only actual fact they've put here so far. Well, FIFA's particularly boring, so I'm gonna trade out this quest and do a watch and learn. Loki, jump into a game so I can spectate you, please. So this will probably line up rather nicely, so I can, by the time this 30-minute to an hour at most stream is done, I can have all 3 of the daily quests done. Because clearly it's difficult to focus backwards and forwards. There has been a massive amount of, thank you Loki, a massive amount of not actual game footage so far. Half of the game is, half of these streams are people talking on stage to begin with, but when we are cutting to video, and even the video isn't some kind of animated footage, whether it's pre-rendered or not,
ever to be produced in the panic room in the crap part of Soho.
That is true.
Somehow
we convince world leaders like
doesn't seem like they have too much yet.
About the 5th best sport in the world.
We've tricked them all, Davo.
Yeah.
And the common thread for us is always football.
And see, nobody in the United States is going to care really about FIFA. It's popular everywhere else, but
it actually impacts the way they play on the field. That is art influencing life.
It's all melding together. Rog, look at this. Look at how the world's game comes to life in FIFA 18. Player personality that differentiates even the talls from the smalls.
They've even perfected the inimitable run style of Raheem Sterling and developed with detail Anton Griezmann's technical ability to suavely fly past all defenders.
And
so suave.
And these atmospheres, Rog, take a look at this. They make it feel like you're in the Argentinian sun with your pasty white legs. And this is massive, Rog. They've now got the ideal athlete helping to develop the game. Is there anyone better and more genetically sound than Cristiano Ronaldo? Could you get anyone better than that?
Well, that man doesn't have a 6-pack. He's got an 8-pack.
You're right.
And EA Sports know the only way to make Cristiano look better is to jam him in spandex and capture his data.
I'd rather watch Loki
Beautiful man.
play.
He's done it all. Let's hear it. Back-to-back champion of Europe.
Yeah.
The La Liga title. Ballon d'Or winner. Literally every trophy. And most impressive from our perspective, that beautiful head of hair.
He has hair, Roger, but as huge.
I bet there was a meeting
this past year,
telling these people to not mention anything that's going on in the UK right now, politically or
the biggest story
or terrorism-wise.
Alex Hunter, the new hero of the virtual pitch and the star of the journey.
That'll be the one potential thing that would be newsworthy, is if they slip in a joke that's in bad taste.
And so is this one. Whenever our good old English national team take the field over the past year, the single name most tweeted, even more than Sir Harry Kane, Alex Hunter.
Yeah, we could have used him today.
And see, these people talking right now are kind of like the people that
winning the FA Cup.
Loki says, yeah, I don't think they want to bring any of that up. That is most definitely. These commentators are kind of what I expect it sounds like, it feels like to watch a soccer game and hear it announced by an announcer. The games go so long and very little happens until you know the highly detailed maneuvers.
Everyone's got an opinion.
I haven't seen a bad taste joke from those kind of people in forever.
There is one question on everybody's lips.
What's next for Hunter?
Everyone's hunting Hunter.
Alex Hunter has been talked about.
I think all this Alex Hunter talk, I think that's just paper talk, if I'm honest.
Sehen wir Alex Hunter bald in der Bundesliga?
Seine Spielweise ist
there are a few words that are used in British language there's one in particular that's heavily used in British vernacular that would not play, but I'm sure they won't say that.
Let Alex Hunter go.
I'm not really sure.
But again, we're seeing video footage, and it's not of a game. It's not animated. It's not pre-rendered footage. It's like in-engine footage. It's not gameplay footage. It's them talking about a character, a guy I don't know, Alex Hunter, for a long time now.
Are you sure?
And I don't think Alex Hunter is a real person. I think he's the new character in the main single player section. So let's see. So I'll write that down.
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Rollins, and I am a YouTube creator.
Alex.
So I am here
Hunter
to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback,
what is a loon's will?
Yeah, it's good.
This guy's not
but,
used to talking in front of an audience.
I'm a YouTube creator. Need for Speed Payback coming out. I got my
he is a YouTube streamer. No wonder.
He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
Hey, man. Thanks, Jesse. Obviously, we're really excited.
He looks
to tell
pretty good for a
everyone about
YouTube
Need for Speed
streamer.
Payback
He
today,
cleans
but
up
more
nice.
importantly, show it. In Payback, you are on a revenge mission to take down
Of course,
the
it seems like
cartel
the executive producer for Need for Speed doesn't natively speak English.
With wild heist missions, intense cop pursuits, grueling car battles, and jaw-dropping action moments. No longer is this just about being first across the finish line. We are putting you behind the wheel of an action-driving fantasy.
So Need for Speed has been around for a long time. There's been a lot of new things coming to the game.
They're reading off a teleprompter, almost certainly.
Exactly. You know, we're putting a new narrative into the game where you drive
So
three
how he messed up on the
Tyler,
teleprompter,
Jess, and Mac,
maybe they
all
messed
bring
up the
their own unique
teleprompter
play
for
style
him.
to the game. You drive across city, mountains, deserts, and canyons in the most diverse open world ever made for Need for Speed game. There's a lot of great new elements in this game, but also obviously a lot of
Tell me about the
fundamentals
elements.
like
That looks
customization.
sounds interesting.
We go way deeper when it comes to visual and performance customizations, as well as introducing
Look, he says
something
my
on top of
cat
that,
is
something we call
monopolizing my
relics, which are abandoned
lap.
classic
Haha.
cars that you transform from scrap to stock to supercars.
Speaking of customization, my homie Nick, AR12 Gaming, he looks like he's customizing a classic
Another streamer. I'm just gonna start putting tick marks.
And gameplay
Let's
at
see.
1:30 on the stream if you want to come back. But enough talking about it. I'm trying to see it.
Yeah, you know, we're absolutely very excited to show you the first one of the blockbusters from Need for Speed Payback called the Highway Heist that shows that intense action driving
two more
experience.
for
So let's
the
turn
other people
around
we've
and
seen
take a
up to
look.
this point. This is the first game that they've talked about that even slightly interests me.
Get me close to the truck and I'll take care of the rest.
Now it's always weird in a racing game when the characters are animated too much.
The house won't let us anywhere near the truck.
The Need for Speed franchise really needs open world exploration like GTA does. Well, I don't know if I can agree with that, low-key, because if Need for Speed becomes open world, they might pull it so far away from being a racing game that it becomes like some of the race missions you have in a lot of open world games, which are usually alright but not great. I would say races should never go much further than what you see in potentially a Mario Kart style of race, where you can go off the path and maybe find a secret shortcut, but you can also, if you go too far, just get reset back to the intended path. Looks like Need for Speed is going to be focusing on knocking down and crashing cars, a lot of car damage. And so if it's going to be car damage, that means there's a good chance that these won't be the licensed great cars like the Alfa Romeos and all of those. Because when you license a car, they tend to not like it for you to animate destruction on them. Loki says, I enjoyed it back in the day, but sadly can't get a recent one to run well. Yeah. This is weird. She got out of the car and she's on top of... She was on top of an 18-wheeler and stole a car out of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Good job, team.
This is an interesting way for things to happen. I own at least one Need for Speed game that I will play.
Okay, boys.
But
let's even the odds.
I think Need for Speed is the series that in some versions have a lot of chase sections against the police, where you would get heat on you and number of stars.
We created to support small independent studios to help bring experiences that are unique, gorgeous, innovative, and memorable to the world.
EA Play was
we are partnering with game creators through the
partnering with people to support small studios.
But
I don't even remember that being announced.
About offering a level of security. The profits from these games go back to the hands of the developers.
Oh yeah, this was that weird thing. Who actually took that deal and used it though?
Pitches, many of them brilliant, and as a result, we now have several new titles in development. Today,
can they
I
announce
want to
any of
introduce
them?
you to our next EA Originals title. One that I've been very close to from the beginning.
What were some of the other EA
this
Originals?
Game tells the story in an entirely new way.
What is
Now, a few years ago, I played the indie hit Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons with my oldest daughter. I loved how different the game felt.
I covered that game. It was
really cool,
pretty good, but the story was a little rough at the end.
So I decided to contact the game's
Could have
creator,
used
Joseph
a
Fares.
rewrite.
When we met, we instantly realized we shared the same passion for games and how to bring new experiences to players.
I also found out that
That's a verbal tick that can get annoying when people say, when we did this, we instantly did that. It's also an indicator that you're not quite telling the exact truth. Like, you don't say you instantly did something unless you've rehearsed what you were going to say before, and if you've rehearsed what you were going to say before, you may not be telling the exact truth. And frankly, it's pretty obvious you aren't. We instantly realized that's a contradiction. Well, this is a new game.
I'm sure you have good reasons to bust out of here, but I need to get out of here too. Yeah?
A mistake.
Not my problem.
This almost feels like a Prison Break game. Well, I wonder if they were gonna try to get the license to Prison Break, that TV series.
Black. We need a light.
It's an exaggeration, Sizzle. Yeah, you're right.
You okay?
That is, I suppose, the right term for it.
You have a problem? Yeah, I got a problem with you.
So this seems like, I bet you spend less than an hour actually in prison, and then the rest of the game is kind of a GTA clone with co-op adventures. Interesting that it's out, and I bet that's part of the escape sequence too. So.
Hey, my name is Joseph Fares, and I'm the writer-director of A Way Out. I'm so excited to be here and show you the game. So, after I finished Brothers, I wanted to make another game that pushed the boundaries on how to tell
I'm just gonna call it
without
GTA.
compromising on gameplay. And this is the reason why I started Hazelight Studios.
Although it may be more linear than that, it may be a lot more linear than that.
Was perfect for this. Because we have the full creative freedom and trust from EA to deliver the game we truly believe in. And that is very important for Hazelight, let me tell you that. So, the idea for A Way Out came to me when me and a friend trying to find a co-op game that wasn't just a drop out. I wanted to play a game where the characters had unique personalities and goals. A game where me and a friend can embark on
I don't know if I really trust the creator of Brothers of Tales of Two Sons to make a game that seems like it would have to be such a large scope.
You will be able to play it online, but to get the full experience and feel, we want you and your friend to play it in your couch. And
so immediately they're saying that the online co-op may not run as well. Or they're implying that at least.
Okay, wait, it's coming to me.
Or at the very least, they're constricting, taking away from the play your way idea of you can play it however you feel like. They're saying we prefer you to play it this way.
They're gonna be exploration.
Personally, getting somebody on my couch to play games with me doesn't ever happen.
But let me tell you this: after you finish playing A Way Out, I will tell you, you will play a co-op game like you'll never. I know, I mean, I can guarantee that. I know I sound very cocky, but I can't help it because it's true. I'm so pumped up, it's crazy. You don't know, I live, breathe this game. I'm telling you, it's like, it's gonna kick ass. It's gonna kick ass.
Yeah, he's overhyped for his own game. Which either means it's gonna be amazing, or more than likely, it's gonna be overhyped like a No Man's Sky.
So much fun. And also, one last thing. I want to say hello to my Hazelight team watching live from Sweden. Thank you, goodbye, hapshaki, boom, come on.
A mistake.
If you had told me Rockstar
is a story-driven co-op game
was making this game,
played and experienced
I'd feel a lot better.
Which means you have to play the game with a friend, either online or on your couch.
Oh,
The game starts.
do you have?
You play as
Is that what it just said? Must be co-op?
You and a friend will get to know your characters and unfold their story together.
Maybe not. But Harvey killed someone very close to me. With or without you, I'm going after him.
Let me show you some of the scenarios in the game. On the right side, you see Leo, who's already in prison. On the left, you see Vincent, who just arrived. Now if you look to the right again, you can see that Leo can be controlled, while Vincent is in a cutscene. Here is another one. Vincent and Leo are now in the laundry room. Your goal is to smuggle sheets using a laundry cart. You can approach the scenario in different ways. Either get the cart with Vincent.
No, I got a good pack right here. I think it's got your name on it. It's broken. I don't know.
Or with Leo.
Get over here, you idiot! Yeah, but I think those two guys are just about to fight. What the? What? Who's him?
In A Way Out, you will experience something new all the time. Everything you do in the game is unique to that scene. We want you and your friend to be focused and engaged throughout the entire story. But let me tell you, this is just the beginning of what you will be experiencing in A Way Out.
So, I don't think I can cover this game. Like, with nobody that I could guarantee schedule co-op play with.
Relax, man, I got this.
Around my recording schedule, which is crazy and changes all the time. I don't think I can play this game single player. This is also the first game that has bothered to even mention
me again.
A general range of release
thank you,
time.
Joseph. That game is absolutely stunning, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on it.
Either Loki
now let's
has
switch
been
gears
playing
for
this
just a
whole
minute.
time, or
It's
he's
great to be here
gone
showing
through
you the
several
games
games. I think he's been playing this whole
But at the
time.
same time, we are inspired to look farther ahead. Creative ideas combined with new technologies become an unstoppable force.
Loki says that looks interesting.
have teams
Yeah, the
today
game looks really interesting, but I imagine if I heard right, and you have to play co-op, there is literally no single player mode. I imagine there are hundreds, if not thousands, of streamers and even some of the bigger video game reviewers out there, GameSpot and Giant Bomb. I imagine a lot of them are simply not going to have the manpower and the time to play, have two people play a game all the way through. Loki says he's listening, so he's taking, that's why. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing too. Is I'm listening. It's really hard to do two things at the same time. I know there are some more streams, but I don't think I want to cover them. Like, I know there's a Giant Bomb stream probably tonight, if not tomorrow night, and that'll be interesting to listen to, but it won't be announcements of actual news. So I think it gets too far away from not being fair use.
Together, we are building
like, these are press conferences. This is fair use. If I'm just covering a bunch of other people talking and doing a react video to a react video, I don't. That gets a little iffy.
6 teraflops and true 4K graphical fidelity. Now these Madden NFL 18 visuals are just a taste of what can be accomplished combining Frostbite with Project Scorpio.
So now they're talking about what Madden can do on the Project Scorpio.
You've ever seen on a console.
Yeah, and I'm sure on the stream you can't tell a single bit of difference. Even if you're watching the original stream, I bet you can't see a difference because at best you're going to get 1080p, I bet, out of the stream, which is what I'm showing is 1080p.
New IP is one of the purest forms of innovation in our industry. A brand new idea combined with...
See, that's the problem of higher quality images that are above what you can show. Is the only people that are going to be able to see those pictures are people that go and download the images from their press packet.
Then we will have so much more in the Microsoft press conference tomorrow, so don't miss that.
But for now, here's the first glimpse of our brand new IP from BioWare.
A new IP from BioWare. This will be interesting. Can't tell what that is.
It is finished. You will.
It's our armor.
You will regret this.
Protects us from what lies beyond.
I see monsters. I think I saw a robot.
But out there, you either live with the choices you make, or die trying to change them.
Is this... It's not Fallout, it's not Guyver.
The story doesn't end here.
It's called Anthem.
It's just the beginning.
So barely anything there. New IP Anthem.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean O'Brien, and I'm here today to share the latest about NBA Live 18 with you.
And that was all that was about.
I'd like to show you.
Like
We spent
nothing.
the last 2 years completely overhauling virtually every aspect of gameplay. Now we're going to go outside to a
So I'm
hands-on
gonna put
station
new
at
IP,
FanFest
Anthem,
so you
metal,
can check out some of those improvements.
suits,
And then we're going to come back in here and give
question
you more
mark,
details about how NBA Live 18 introduces an
monsters.
entirely new way to play a basketball game. We call it the One.
Question mark.
Gibbs, Connor, over to you.
Thank
now
you,
we've
Sean.
got-
You look fantastic every single time I see you. We are here out at FanFest. EA Play. I want to see everyone on social.
NBA
Use that hashtag EA Play. Tell me what games you're excited
Live.
to see.
Use that
I'm gonna tell you
hashtag,
right now,
sure.
I am excited to see a first look at NBA Live 18, and no one better in the business than my guy right here, creative director Connor.
Is it called 18 or is it
First look,
2018?
NBA Live 18.
Yeah, what's up? I mean, I'm super excited that people finally get to get their hands on
So they
NBA
went
Live. We're gonna take a
to
look at a replay
what
we just
seems like
You and I were
pre-recorded
playing.
footage,
I'm
but
controlling
maybe it
LeBron,
isn't.
Q's controlling KD. Let's take a look.
Maybe
All
this
these
is live.
angles in here. I want to see
All
the
right.
sweat.
All right. So what we're looking at here is
This
I'm
looks like
using my right
pre-recorded
stick dribble
footage, though.
control. I'm performing any combination of moves. I
And
want.
here's a trick
Behind the
that
back, between the legs.
must
And now I'm trying to
mean
attack the
that
basket.
they are
But KD,
not very far to finishing this game because they're not showing you the... They weren't showing you the direct footage. Instead, they were showing you video of a person playing it on the monitor.
Zaza coming over.
Tell me he finishes strong.
He does
Tell me he
finish
finishes strong.
I use my right stick to finish with the left hand, as you can see here, right over top
Hmm.
of Zaza, finishing away. And then there we have it. LeBron's looking like LeBron. Nice tight top.
See, I imagine what they're doing right there is they're
That's what it's all about right
cheating
there. I appreciate this first
and
look
showing
at NBA Live 18. Sean,
just
back to you.
playing a video
Thanks,
of
fellas.
pre-rendered footage there, and he wasn't actually playing.
Thank you. We're excited for all of you to get your hands on NBA Live 18. And everyone will have an opportunity to do so through a free demo coming in August. Now this demo
I really
will give
wish on
everyone the
all of
chance
these
to start
sports
the one
games, which
and be
almost all of them are
introduced to the
EA,
basketball world.
they hadn't muddied the
Jumpstart
waters
your
so
own
much.
legacy through
I wish
solo, co-op, and
it was
multiplayer
a
experiences
situation
and
where
carry all of
I
your
could
progress
say,
over to the
oh,
next
they
game.
haven't made an
Now let's take a
NBA
look at
game
the
in a
one.
while, in 3 or 4 years, and those NBA games are always good, so I want to
NBA
play
Live Is
this
an
one.
all-new way to
I'm
pursue
not
your
a big
legacy.
fan of sports
Centered
anyway,
on
so
you,
I still
your
probably
journey is
wouldn't play
defined by
it,
the choices you
but
make. Welcome to the One.
I have no idea
The One unleashes the freedom
if
to play
18
how and
is
with
going to
whom
be
you
good. I
want.
have no idea if
Here,
17 was
the
good. I
respect
don't
you
know
earn
if
on the
16 was
streets
good.
matters just as much
They
as
all
the
seem to
rings you
just
earn
be
in the
slightly
league.
mediocre
Rise
and
through the ranks in the league.
don't
An
change
authentic
much.
NBA experience where you dominate the hardwood on your way to winning championships. But the new NBA Live goes beyond the league, taking you into the streets, where the
So,
rules and how you earn respect are
one
different. Team up with friends to take down
story
NBA
mode.
legends at historic courts like Venice Beach. Throughout your journey, your on-court performance leads to increased skills and new gear as your
Slash
height builds in both the streets and the league. From Venice to Rucker Park.
Yeah, it seems
and
like the one
everywhere in
is a
between.
story
Join the
slash
community with 5-on-5 pickup games at
slash
iconic
tournament.
real-world courts. Hit the Drew League.
I
and
imagine you
continue
could
to
play
build
the
your
one
legacy in the
mode
Pro-Am Tour.
many different
Earn the
times
right
with
to
many
go
different
head-to-head with the
characters, and
very
it would
best
just
and show
randomly
off
pick
your
different
signature style.
encounters and fights.
From East Coast to West
well, not
Coast,
fights, but
from
games
the
of
streets
basketball.
to the league. Everything you do matters. Your legacy is defined by you and how you choose to play. This is your world.
I'm not
It's
a
time for
fan
you
of sports games,
to
says
be
Loki. Yeah,
the
neither
one.
am I. But the people that are fans of sports games, certainly, that's usually all they even play. When you look at it from the perspective of Sony or Microsoft, usually Microsoft, there's a lot of people that buy Xboxes every generation and then only buy Madden each year, and only buy NBA. And that's not a great customer for Microsoft, but it's a consistent customer. They'd much prefer you buy a console each year and then 20 or 30 games so that people make more games for the consoles. I did hear a lot of speculation that they probably won't mention NHL much at all, which is probably true. So the hockey league.
And thanks to all
I
of
figure
the
if you're into
teams
sports, you
sharing
would be
games
outside
today.
and play the
And
sports
special
instead
thanks
of
to Joseph and
being
Hazelite.
inside.
How about that
Haha,
for some
says Loki.
passion? Now we got a massive finale
When people
coming
are
up
really
next
into
month.
sports,
30
they
minutes of
are
pure
inside watching
unadulterated
sports
Star Wars.
all the time.
but before
They're
we
playing
get there, I wanted
sports
to pause
on
for
their
just a moment.
consoles,
Last week we did
and
something
they
pretty amazing
are
together.
coaching
We held our annual
or
EA
playing
Play the Kid
in
campaign,
games too.
celebrating the importance of inclusion and play in our
If they're
communities and
hugely
life.
into sports, then
We
it's
partnered with 3
a
outstanding
lot of people
charities, the
do
United
just
Nations
like
Eat
to
She, and anti-bullying organizations, the Pacer Center, and Ditch the Label. What to do? No? Okay.
Here we
We
go.
donated $1 million to these 3 great
We talked about
organizations
this.
in support of building a more inclusive world.
Yay.
And here's
What
where
is
play
it?
comes in.
What
All
is
of
that one
you
looking? I'll
are
have to
millions of players
load
out there
that.
joined us in support of inclusion. You came out in play in 9
look up the
in-game
chat
challenges.
on my phone
And by
so I can
coming
read it a
together,
little
we are
bit better.
showing the world what a positive force that games can be. And to thank you for that, we're opening ways for you to play a bunch of great games for free. Starting today for the rest of the week, Origin Access.
I already went into a rant where these anti-bullying things aren't going to really work because you really got to teach parents not to be bullies and teachers not to be bullies, and you really have to define bullying in the most general terms to include all bullying and not only really be interested in bullying against girls, or only be interested in bullying against transgendered people, or only be interested in bullying against homosexual people. Look, he said, yeah, probably. There we go. I couldn't read that. I haven't figured out how to make the font bigger. So, Battlefront is getting a full story offline mode after great demand, apparently. I missed a whole conversation, I think. There we go.
Hello.
Ah, that's better. Control++ is your friend.
I'm Janina Gavankar, and I play Commander Iden Versio, leader of the Inferno Squad in Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Alright.
I'm also an advocate for in-depth cinema caliber story in games.
Sure you are.
That tweet from John Boyega was like the tweet heard around the world. It spoke for all of us. When can we play a Star Wars story? We don't want to just relive the movies. We've watched them a million times. What we want to do is have a new and authentic, untold story.
It is finished.
A story that
The response to that should have been, you'll get a story when Disney lets us write a story.
while also introducing new ones.
I mean, that's all this really is that because Disney bought Lucasfilms, they put a hold on any new tales.
That helps bridge the gap between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens.
Okay, so they're doing nothing to add story to Battlefront 1.
It's good. But EA didn't just stop there. We loved the previous Battlefront of 2015, but we wanted more. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is much bigger than the previous title, with more than 3 times the content of the first game. Yeah. Now, I'm all about that couch co-op.
What was the
and they're
2
bringing it
movies?
back with the return of Skirmish, so I'm going to be coming up with someone playing me some Battlefront.
That it was going to bridge between?
In multiplayer, there are more heroes.
Is it going to be
vehicles,
between
more
7 and 8?
Some of them.
Or
more space battles and starfighter assault, and
was it
deeper
between
progression and
4 and
customization,
5?
as well as content from across
Loki says Batman
all
is dead.
eras. But
Loki's not being very direct.
Star Wars is not just some checklist of great features.
The actor who played Batman in
the team at DICE in Stockholm has some of the most talented
passed away.
designers in the world,
but
and they've been working with the EA
I
game
don't have his
changers to
name
make sure Star
straight
Wars
with me
Battlefront 2
right now.
has
Maybe
the
I could look it
multiplayer
up.
we're all looking for.
These
game changers.
Like I've already knew that.
Tapped on the shoulder because they're the best Battlefront players in the world.
It wasn't very video game related, so I didn't.
As long as they provide valuable feedback, they get an early look at the game. Sounds like an awesome program, and if I didn't suck at multiplayer, maybe I'd get an invite.
Adam West, the
so, let's hear more
TV
from
Batman
them
series, died at 88. And that was the 1966 Batman.
After the release of Star Wars Battlefront 1,
Loki
the
said it
thought
too.
there should have been more. And the good news is this, the developers have been listening.
I'm really excited to let the game changers get their hands on the game. This is going to stay, right? Sorry? The clean UI look is going to stay. There's still time to change something if it's not working.
Well, Battlefront is going in the right direction. I mean, they kind of, in a weird way, are restarting by not having a story in the first game and then having a story in the second game.
They have different weapons, special abilities that you can customize.
It affects your health.
But it's still going to be a class-based shooter and not a single-player game, so even if it does have a single-player mode, it's not going to be something like The Force Unleashed, which is more of what I would want.
There is a lengthened skill gap in it.
It feels a lot better and go, oh, okay, this gun feels kind of more real, less floaty.
Which is your favorite hero so far? We're introducing a system called Battle Points, which will allow you to become not only heroes, but other things on the battlefield.
As you're helping your team play the objective, you gain these points.
There's such a plethora of things to spend it on, vehicles, or even coming in as a hero.
And the coolest thing, I think, is a level of
heroes
customization, not
and
just
vehicles.
from a weapon standpoint, but the
We
actual
already had
character's
the
own
heroes.
abilities.
Vehicles might know.
Collaborating with the game changers is always a really great working environment.
I didn't even
trying to
give
figure
Battlefront
things out.
1 a single thought without a single player.
Everybody. It's like putting your footprint out there.
Like Star Wars is known for its story. People love it for its story. The action scenes are great too, but it's mostly #1 about the story. If you're not gonna tell a Star Wars story in a Star Wars game, you've failed from the word go.
DICE, this is the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer gameplay.
So here's the multiplayer gameplay, which is probably going to look very similar to the multiplayer gameplay in Battlefront 1. I think Battlefront 1 also had some slight problems on being a little too cinematically animated, and it didn't look as good as the trailers looked. Or perhaps it required too beefy of a PC. That's a lot of things on the screen right now.
Sector is clear. Not clear. Not clear.
Now that we're actually in the gameplay, it looks a little bit less polished, but still a lot of items on the screen. I guess if I was gonna pick, I'd prefer to play a story based on the Star Wars universe with class-based shooting and teamwork. Then I would prefer to play something like Gears of War, no offense to Gears of War, but I feel like that story never really caught my attention.
Your next assignments, they are unusual. I'm trying.
What's interesting is there's a lot of PlayStation symbols on these trailers, and yet they were talking about Scorpio. They're trying to balance
Darth
it
Maul,
both.
Wookiees, Kylo Ren versus Rey. I watched that thing like 20 times backstage with my mom before this even started. My mom's here. Yes, it's a big day for me. I'm sorry. So.
Is she trying to be cute, or is she just nervous?
So we have even more exciting things for you. In just a moment, YouTube personality iJustine, shoutcaster Alex Goldenboy Mendez, and
that's
Dice
2 more
developer
ticks for
Paul
streamers.
Teslin will showcase
I'll give
Assault
one more.
on Theed, the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2 multiplayer. Yep. We've got 39 game changers ready to go, head-to-head in a 20 versus 20 match. Battle on Theed, and I'm gonna take the 40th slot. We'll see. Okay, but you're not gonna want to miss this because, like, maybe you've seen some teasers, but this is the real thing, okay? All the bells and whistles.
Are they really gonna waste our time here and make us watch
Another big Star Wars
the
Battlefront fan has some exciting.
the gameplay of these people?
Thought I wasn't gonna turn up. Yes, I was. But I'm sorry I can't be there with you because.
So he shows up on video.
London, but I do have some great news. Obviously, you know I'm a massive fan of Star Wars Battlefront 1, and now we're going into the next chapter with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm very, very excited to share this news with you. We've seen Yoda, we've seen Luke, we've seen all the other characters, but where's Finn? Finn will definitely be a part of Star Wars Battlefront 2, alongside with Captain Phasma as part of the first season of free content. And there's more. On top of that, we also get to play on the new planet Crate that you saw on the Last Jedi teaser trailer in April. So this is going to be an exciting time. I'm going to be playing. If you see Finn running around whooping some ass, it's me. So I'm getting ready, getting set for you guys to play with me on Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I'm excited. Let's play.
Okay, but did you listen? Finn and Phasma are headed to Star Wars Battlefront 2 this holiday, and it will be free. Yes. The team at DICE heard our feedback loud and clear on the previous Battlefront and are committed to keeping this community together with themed seasons of content post-launch for all players.
They heard your feedback on the first game, then fixed nothing of Battlefront 1. Loki says Hearthstone is getting boring a lot faster than I thought. Yeah. I'll cancel out and play myself. Loki, you're certainly holding a high burden here.
For everyone who owns Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Let's see, I need to get some Druid and Hunter victories anyways.
And yesterday, EA announced that players who pre-order will get early access to multiplayer beta and Yoda's epic lightsaber mastery star card. So, let us recap. New essential Star Wars story. Multiplayer across all 3 Star Wars eras. Space battles. Split-screen co-op.
What are the 3 Star Wars eras?
That will keep us playing
I guess that's
together
the
for
first
years
trilogy, the second trilogy, and the current movies.
Yes. I am so honored to be
People play the same thing all the time, says Loki on Hearthstone. Always net aggro decks.
I can't wait to play the game in
from
its
net
entirety
decks.
in November. And I get to start right now. So I'm going to go pick up my controller and I'm going to throw it over to iJustine and Golden Boy and Paul to take us to Assault on Theed, the world premiere of Star Wars Battlefront 2's multiplayer.
Take a moment to look at the clock.
Thanks so
Starting
much.
now.
Hey guys, welcome to the world
And let's
premiere
just
of
see
Star
how
Wars
much time
Battlefront 2's
they
multiplayer gameplay,
focus on
Assault
this.
on Theed. We're ready to show
Now,
you guys the
maybe
live
this
gameplay
is
for the
an
first time.
attempt
I'm your host,
to buy some time for a costume change or for something that's iffy and may not work well.
First of all, what we're going to see today is a 3-stage mode. It's our new gameplay. We'll be showing people going. The droids are attacking Theed. They'll be going all the way up the main pathway towards the Royal Palace. They need to escort the MTT tank. From there, if we progress to stage 2, the droids need to try to bypass security
And like
make their way into the palace.
A Way Out,
if they're successful, they'll be able to take on the throne room. And there, the droids.
A game like this, if it really has to be a useful team to actually succeed, then how can I cover this as a streamer? When I can't schedule one person to play with me, how can I schedule 3 or 4 people to play with me consistently throughout an entire even a few hours?
We got a chance to play yesterday, and it's just really
That's why a lot of games, when there's multiplayer, I'll jump in for maybe a few minutes, maybe an hour at most, and then say, well, I've done as much as I can do.
Currently, we're in phase 1.
That's right, and also we have some great game changes. You saw one of them pop up in just a little while. It was BF updates, Full Shark, Moosel. We also have my boy Darkness, aka Dankness. He will be playing as well. We have Westy, Master G.
He's not even playing the same game.
And some NBA Live, just cuz. Why not? You know?
They just cut to the wrong footage, which tells me that they're either messing up terribly or all of this is pre-recorded.
The street of Theed here, and the pressure is on for the clones. They have to hold back the assault here, Paul.
They do, definitely. The droids are sitting there trying to escort that MTT up the main pathway. If they're successful.
So how is the EA presentation impressing you so far, Loki, and anybody else that wants to comment? If anybody else is watching the stream.
That Master G is using is the heavy class specialist, kind of your sniper, right? But the heavy class, what do they do here?
So the heavy class
See, the weird thing about EA is it's just as bad as Ubisoft and Bethesda and.
Well, it looks like we got one of our Vulture droids right now. Not sure who's flying this guy, but these guys are great at air-to-air, trying to
some of the other companies that tries to take all your money and give you a bad product. But at the very least, I will say EA knows how to fly under the radar.
You just did it wrong there.
You can see that in how they're spinning the fact that Battlefront 1 was subpar into a good thing and saying, we've heard your feedback, we're going to make Battlefront 2 better. And maybe it will be better, or maybe this is more advertising and hype than actual substance. This is interesting, you can fly around. Seems like in Battlefront they are trying to push the density and the size of maps. But
absolutely, and you can see right now
it does kind of only seem like a small section of a city surrounded by ocean.
What I love about this is everyone's like, oh, look at this great open map. And then when you start phase 2, it's like everything starts coming in and way closer together. And we were talking a little bit more about the assault.
You get into asynchronous gameplay when one person is flying a vehicle and everybody else is running on the ground.
Yes, absolutely. It's something that's painful.
See, if this game was a flight simulator with dogfighting, that map would be way too small. But as a game where the characters are on the ground, it's probably incredibly large.
That switches you over to a shotgun. You get a little bit faster, and you're able to really get in there and kind of, break through those front lines.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The shotgun, man. It is so good. And it's actually, when I first used it, it really caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it. And I said, wait a minute.
Now, I think I heard people talk about how whenever they got into vehicles in Battlefront 1, never felt like they were really accomplishing anything. Like you're just dogfighting other planes, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's an automatic thing that drones get released as soon as somebody's in a vehicle.
He's really trying to track him down. This Vulture's
not having much luck.
Yeah, that Vulture cannot shake him.
Oh, so we got Star Wars
Loki says, I'm starting to think it's your internet, his internet. I would say there's a decent chance. It might be my internet too, though. I very well may be just not uploading a very good bit rate.
And then there's also this nice compact SMG style.
That was a gamble I shouldn't have taken.
I mean, we want to give you a little bit more weapon variety this time around, you know?
Oops.
Yeah.
Also, some AAT tank action here, and this is that doing what it does best. It's suppressing that point.
AAT.
They're trying to make their way forward as the
That's new.
objective continues to march down.
Or maybe it isn't. I think I've seen this before.
That's not smart.
I don't know, man. Maybe he will. Maybe
you saw a little combat roll there. Got to give you some escape options in case you get into some hairy action.
Uh-oh, we didn't get to see this one before. Finally,
we haven't.
Some ATRTs, yes. So these are great for kicking out those AATs.
They're only condoning saying the letters of
extra damage against the tanks they see it. So you can imagine
of the names of the vehicles. So no AT-ATs.
What can you do with this?
You can run someone over if you want.
Oh, I was actually going to say, could I get shot off of it if I'm on top of it with my body? That question was answered, instantly.
Almost immediately.
Yeah, almost immediately. Oh man. So, Mr. Musel here, look for this guy to be on a tear a little bit.
I don't even know why people would want to watch footage of a game like this.
You did, one of my favorite classes.
You're jumping between different characters. Even if you were not jumping between different characters, the person who's doing the real work is the one in this clone trooper or stormtrooper outfit. That guy's not really doing anything.
Okay,
so
what's
great about some of these starfighters is these are accessed through our new battle point system. So instead of finding a pickup token on the map like we used to in the last game, you're now able to, depending on how well you do, whether you're scoring points via kills, via team play assists, or you're playing the objective like we really want players to do, you're earning points continuously that will allow you to spend those on whether it be a special character, whether it be a vehicle, or even a hero.
And the battle points that allows you to unlock all of those things.
All those things, definitely.
So now you earn points to unlock the things. It would have been nice if they had said that in the actual game. But this is all they've got to talk about.
That's right. Things are definitely heating up. And what is this happening, right? This is a lock-on just trying to shake him out?
Yep.
Yeah, they better enjoy their air combat here, because that's not going to be happening for much longer.
Oh, Master G is just destroying him. Oh, he got picked off. Nice job.
But he was doing what he needed to do, support his team, right? It's that combined arms fire. You want to make sure that somebody's trying to cover you from the air.
Oh boy. And you can see after every respawn as well, you get those
how many points you're earning.
Right? So
that's
you
right.
can use those later on. Got
Just
some
move over to casual.
Here as well. Maybe you can take off
because it feels like this is very possibly is going to be the end of the stream. And this is the only stream today, so I guess I can work on other things for the rest of the day.
And it's especially potent in this area because it is such a big open area.
They're really having to stretch to even get 30 minutes of announcements here.
Bombing runs here and just absolutely tearing them up. I have to say, man,
I feel like there have been previous years where EA had a lot more to announce. However, that being said, perhaps that didn't work out too well for them.
Definitely. Support your team, like.
I'm trying to think if there's any series that EA even releases that I really like. Let me just look here.
I mean, they really help push, when those
Let me see if I can bring up Steam and just look at
you're still able to complete that push. Or on the opposite side, if you're one of the droids and you really need to lock down a point, the officers have access to a turret that they can place on the ground and give a little bit more fire support for that area.
Trying to see if Massive G here is,
The Sims are made by EA.
He's not trying to go into
right?
combat
Electronic
with
Arts,
Muso, who's
publisher.
up there. There's, Darkness 429,
So,
just shredding everyone
Spore,
up
The Sims,
here.
Mass
Maybe,
Effect.
get a couple
So we're not getting
kills.
anything from Mass Effect.
Yeah, this is happening.
Command and Conquer.
Tell us about the siege mode.
If they announce a new one of
Siege
those.
mode, for a
A
limited
new
time,
Dead
you're able to
Space
blow
might
up
be interesting.
Huge area effect shots. You lock down the position, but you're able to have a lot more firepower.
New Dragon's Age Origins.
There as well. That's something you can get
Another
with
one of my
Battle Points as
favorites.
well.
Another one of my favorites. Yeah, and you can grab those guys via
I'm
the
so
battle point
bored
system.
with
those
this.
guys great at pushing counts again. They
Need
have
for
high
Speed
health, a lot of
Shift.
rapid
They
fire.
did announce that.
Oh,
Alice
we go.
Madness
There it is.
Returns. That was missing. That's
phase
not
one
available
is
for
over.
purchase
Now
right
we
now.
start phase two.
So
This is
if
when
we
the
got a new
action
Alice
really
Madness
begins to
Returns,
pick up here, because it gets
that would
really
be
tight
weird,
inside of
but
that building, and players need to be mindful
I
of
wouldn't
that.
be
And look
surprised.
for this
Battlefield,
V2 to
The
just shred
Sims.
through everyone, especially with that
Looking
cooling
at everything
ability
they
that he
publish
has,
on
to be able to
Steam.
keep him just
And I know a lot of stuff
constantly
is on
shooting
EA
He's gonna
Origins.
make a huge difference here
Crisis,
as the fight
Maximum
moves on. I mean,
Edition.
there's going to be narrow pathways. He's going to be able to just shred as soon as anybody gets in his way. Because it's those narrow corridors, it's going to be trouble.
And just waiting for the prime opportunity to push up here. Players falling, got White Boy there, and there. Oh, here we go.
This is some Darth Maul action.
Here we go, folks.
This
Darth
is where
Maul.
it starts to get interesting.
This
Mirror's
Darth
Edge.
Maul will excel in phase 2.
But they already failed on Mirror's Edge,
Mobile attacker.
so they
Especially
wouldn't do
with such
anything
close
there.
quarters, too, so
Oh,
he's
exactly.
absolutely perfect for that.
Absolutely. I mean, some of his abilities you can see here, he's got that spin attack. He's able to just rush in and out of combat and just take guys out in the process.
It's funny, I was talking to Muso earlier, and he was using Darth Maul, and he was saying how there's Boba Fett as well. But he was talking about how he wishes Darth Maul could reflect. I was like, if he could reflect, he'd be too strong. He'd be way too strong. There
this
goes
is a good
Boba
flank.
Fett.
That was a good flank by Boba Fett and Maul. Just shredded the Clone Army, unfortunately.
So what role does
I
Boba
guess
Fett fill in
maybe
this
the
battle?
problem
Boba Fett is definitely a hunter
is
killer.
that
So if
EA
the other-
is
if the Clone
just a
Army's able to get some of
publisher.
their heroes in play, like this is where Boba Fett will really
Monopoly.
shine. With that jetpack of his, he's able to kind of float above the battlefield, fire off some rockets,
Nope,
and really just
that's
take out
not made by EA.
So what difference does he have from the last game?
Oh, that was available.
He's got a
Gonna
new
put that on
concussion
my
rocket
wish
that will
list.
really disorient players completely. He also has this rocket barrage instead of just one rocket. He's able to really just lay down some suppressive fire.
Nice. Also, one thing to keep in mind, we saw the B2, here we go, but on the clone side, there are specialist, characters that you can pick up as well. We haven't seen much of it yet, but that would be the clone jump trooper.
Alright, back to
Very
Hearthstone.
different from the standard like assault class.
So
weapon
there's
class. It
there's
has
really
the jump jets
not.
that you love from Battlefront, the original.
That's right.
Brought back here, but now focused on the central class.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're back to Boba Fett here with the
Look at
rocket
that.
jumps.
Don't want to kill this guy.
Shredding
He
through.
will just lay
I
down
guess I
some
do.
firepower. They got him though.
Down. Jesse was able to find him on
We're
that
still
one.
doing
Here comes some
Battlefront.
officer gameplay here.
Oh, good.
It
Finally
looks
somebody
like
getting some support.
this is probably more of the experience you're gonna have is
We're the linchpin of the team.
people fighting on the team.
Exactly. Is 2 is the healing
His
ability.
two abilities exactly. It's that healing ability. It gives you a
With
little bit
special
of buff,
abilities.
for your little over health.
It
but
just
also
feels
heals
like
you
a
back up.
massive.
So it's, here we got some of the jump troopers.
Oh boy. And
How does this beat
so
Overwatch?
get ready for
Is the
phase
question you
3
should
in just
ask.
a little bit. There's a jump trooper. We talked about him before.
If you're a super
fun to
fan
play.
of
But again, it's attached to a
team-based
specialist now, so
shooters
not everyone's
with
gonna have equipped, although it was really
heroes,
fun in the original Battlefront.
Uh,
but I am going to be excited to hop into
how does this
I mean, I know we love
pull
this.
people
a lot
away
of
from
people love to jump
Overwatch?
at- Oh,
Even if you are a
gonna lie,
really,
I'm
really
super
big
excited to play
fan
as her.
of
she's quite a powerful character.
Star Wars,
She got out of
unless
that
the
one.
single-player story mode, which they're not showing us right now, is amazingly good,
No, but Ray,
I still feel like people might just play this for a short time and then go back to Overwatch.
Is something that against all enemies, they'll be confused for a little
Of course,
bit.
if they said they were going to have loot
work against
boxes
you,
and
making you a little bit more vulnerable to attack.
a bunch of free-to-play elements that or fee-to-pay elements to take money away from you, that really wouldn't fix the problem.
I hope so. But I mean, you saw
How
earlier,
can you
so
stay
every
within
time, you finish a
Star Wars
fight, we'll see how many
canon
battle points you have.
in a
Some
game
battle
like this
points
and then
reinforce
add
it, especially this late in the game, you'll see a lot more
amazing
special classes
new
coming out, a lot more of
abilities
the heroes coming out. So again, this jump
without
trooper, with his rocket
they
launcher,
kind of
jump
need
back,
to
trying to be mobile,
allow the video
flying to
games
that last
to
zone.
go to entirely different galaxies, entirely different planets with and have aliens with different abilities that simply
just absolutely dominating the clones. They need to push out. They need to fight this one out here. There are so many lives left that the Separatists have to their team. They could really run through this. The clones have to start acting fast because if they cap it, that
This is really boring and
will win this game.
interesting because all we're hearing is the commentators. We're not even hearing the YouTube streamers who normally I would assume would be talking right now, and their audio, their camera footage would show up. We haven't seen any camera footage of these YouTube streamers that are supposedly playing. We haven't heard a word from any of them. It feels like this may all just be pre-recorded footage, and then they're gonna walk out on camera and say, "Okay, that was a great game."
Oh, jeez. Han Solo's just getting torn up.
This is gonna be trouble.
It's like too soon, man. I can't relive Force Awakens again, you know? Like, don't do it.
Darth Maul is just destroying absolutely everything. I mean, is there any tips to like taking him down?
I mean,
this feels like a written.
Oh.
The tip is blasters.
Run away, baby, run away.
It feels like they've been written jokes to use in commentary. To use.
Look at that.
Nice stuff.
Moose
out. Congratulations. 36 kills he ended up picking up there, man.
Well, guys, that was it. What did you guys think?
Intense.
That was like 15 minutes.
I'm lying. It was freaking
Felt
awesome.
like
I
it.
love it. It's so good. It's like, I love the class-based gameplay personally. Because again, you can really get your squad, your friends to get together and say like, hey, I want to, run the officer, and we're, we're running some highlights here. That wasn't the best highlight.
Not the best highlight.
Because although maybe it was.
Let's take a look at some of these highlights.
Oh, actually, I think it's just a crash montage. I think that's what we're gonna do.
And now we're just
all crashing all the time. I'm down with
just
that.
watching highlights
There, getting as many battle
of
points
footage.
for his next life. I mean, that's what you want to try to see with this battle point system. You want to either snowball your points, keep earning them.
So clearly, this part of the footage couldn't have been live. Like, how would you have this crash montage? You'd have to have somebody live, like, marking sections as parts that would have been interesting to see, and then replaying that on a broadcasting device of some sort.
Incredible things. I mean, you can see it looks so
I think I may have lost Loki
laser fight.
with his internet,
It looks
sadly.
beautiful.
It really does look incredible.
So good. I was just gushing right now. Like we get it. The game looks good. Definitely. Oh man, but that was awesome. And overall, I mean, I have to say, like I can't wait to get my hands on it. I can't wait to coordinate with my friends. Destroy. I can't. That hurts. Yeah. Exactly. Separatists all day.
Well, guys, that was so awesome. Now, if you guys are in LA, you can come join us at FanFest
This stream is going to have to
and
do
if you come
something,
down
or
on
I'm going to
Monday,
fall asleep here in a
For you
second.
guys to win a trip to Gamescom in Germany this August. All you have to do is come and play.
A lot of talk about Gamescom.
And you have to be the best player of your match, and you guys will be entered to win a trip for 2 to Germany. And
We'll put that down too.
You've been before.
Yeah, I've been there plenty of times. It's one of the most ridiculous conventions ever. If you happen to go, so you're not. If you don't get the trip, you're going to be really sad. But if you do get the trip, you and Buddy, you're going to have a good time. It's a fun time. Hopefully, I'll see you there.
Well, if you guys like Star Wars like we do, and you guys want to
So-
play your favorite heroes and villains, you guys can download Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes right now on Android or iOS.
seems-
And you can play as any of the
Oh, there's a
iconic
cell phone
characters you
game
guys saw
too.
today
Thanks.
And many more. Paul, I also heard that you're making Battlefront 2 because you've been playing a lot of Galaxy of Heroes.
I play a ton of Galaxy of Heroes. I've played that game every day since it launched. I think I've actually spent about $1,000 in that game.
You have a problem.
I do have a problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's just, there's just so much Star
You're that
Warsy
guy.
goodness. I can't help it.
I got to pick it up. I have to play.
You should try it.
Yeah, I know my brother. He's going nuts about it. So I guess I have to make it happen.
Yeah, I started playing in December, so around the holidays, that's pretty much all I play. It's great.
At Christmas.
All right, sorry, I'm busy. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here. Stay tuned to Battlefront2.com for more about the game. This was incredible. And now I'm going to send it over to Patrick for more.
So it feels like they don't have anything, because if they were going to do anything big,
and thank you to the real
it should be announced right now.
The development team.
Looks like their stream might be messing up.
You are truly amazing.
Like, so people would talk about it
Now, we
in
can't
between
wait
now
for more of you
and
to play.
tomorrow,
And there's more coming.
and
Stay
then
tuned online for a closer look at some of our biggest
and then
games.
Microsoft and PlayStation's
remember, EA
streams
Play
could
is for all of you
replay
smart
the same
players.
trailers from the day
Thank you all for
before.
joining us. Now let's play.
Seriously, that was it. Star Wars mobile game. Wow. They've got nothing. They've cut the audio too. Or there is no audio. No, they had the audio cut.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Download for free today.
That was their big final
Here in
announcement.
Hollywood, California, at EA Play. We're here to talk to you today about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
And see, I don't know if the stream is over now, and this is just a commercial we're watching,
Cassandra Gomez,
or
community
what.
manager for Galaxy of Heroes, also known as
Let's just keep going, I suppose.
And Daniel McLaren, lead designer
But-
on Galaxy of Heroes, also goes by Not Really a Jedi.
Loki's
Jedi, but I am excited to be here.
his computer's acting up, so he's
wanna get
leaving.
into
Bye,
it.
Loki.
I'm
Thanks
excited
for
with
watching.
just
It seems like the stream
Empire
is
rework and the Dark Side
technically
Rising.
over
We're
at this
bringing it to
point,
the
anyways.
culmination of Grand
So
Admiral
as soon as
wanna know
this
more about
stream goes to the goes off, I'm gonna end. We'll do maybe do a little bit of a wrap up, but there really isn't much to wrap up in at all. No mention of NHL, so if they are making an NHL game, they don't care about it. And the Star Wars Rebels animation style doesn't work very well with the other cell phone style. Although all the animation in that looks pretty bad.
So, there he is. You guys have seen him for the first time here at EA Play. So, Cassandra, what's the community? Are they excited about Thrawn? Like,
Community has been in a Rebel season. They're ready for Empire's Dark Side season, and they want to know about Grand Admiral Thrawn.
This is certainly an example of the problem of having to hold your
And that's
time
awesome because
slot
Admiral Thrawn is one of those characters that in the universe
each year
he's
at
incredible.
E3.
I mean, he's the guy
Like,
that was unstoppable.
there probably were years where EA
The
had a
only
lot to
alien allowed
announce,
in the
and this
fleet
just
at this
isn't
time.
one of them, so they're
bringing
starting
that
off
to
with a
design and
whimper.
bringing him in, trying to figure out how we were going to make him, that was the real
It's
challenge.
almost
So we spent
assuredly
a lot
not
of time
the
figuring out
case
what are the
that
kit
we're not
design
going to
pieces that we need to put
see
together
other EA
to
games
end up with a
announced
guy
in
who
any of the
was
other
killer in
streams.
PvP, could do very well in PvE, but ultimately still function.
What EA is missing here
How is he a beast in rage?
is they
And tell me more about
kind
the
of
cleanser. I'm
needed
hearing
a
rumors of
replacement, I think,
Yeah,
for
so he
Disney
is the
Infinity,
first Empire character that
because
brings a cleanse to
that
Empire
got
allies
shut
only.
down,
So he has the
and
ability
I'm
to
not
not
seeing
only
a
cleanse himself,
game
but
that
a
really
targeted ally
replaces
as
that
well.
unless
But he has
that is
something that's
this
super unique
cell
that we've never
phone
done with any
game.
character before, and that is that Admiral
I wasn't
Thrawn brings
expecting really,
special
or wouldn't,
ability
I
to
wouldn't
every
expect them to
Empire
do
only
a
ally
Toys to
in
Life
game.
game,
That ally will now
but
have the ability to cleanse their own debuffs.
I
and
kind
in
of
doing
would
so, allow themselves to
think
manipulate their own
that
turn meter. Thrawn then manipulates
there would have
other
been a
people's turn meters.
chance
And inside
that
Rage,
there's
that
some
functionality has changed a little bit. So,
some
for
kids
example,
game.
He might
No
do a
kids game
speed
here at
down or
all.
a speed up on somebody and then later apply ability block buff. Total nerd here, but he then, when you take that into a raid, he says, I no longer do that, but I apply a defense down instead, and it's unresistible. So a lot of functionality we've added to him, made him very strategic. One of the
And
things
then
super cool is
for what
he has
they
the
say
ability to
is
take
going to
his
get
own turn
announced
meter,
at
completely get
Gamescom,
rid of it, apply it to
there
somebody
isn't
else,
much
and at the
there
same
either.
time messing with their protection. So super strategic.
And you would have
super
thought
exci-
that
I'm super excited.
the idea of
Almost an artist
having
Yes, totally
a
an artist
funding
before.
division
Yeah, he's
for
incredible.
independent
Can you
games
tell us a bit about the event?
would have given them some buffer and more than just one game.
Structure. So you will need
If
to,
I was
go
running
out,
EA,
get the Phoenix
I would have
Squad
said,
members,
"Come
as they
on,
are the
let's
people that you see in
fund
the show
3 or
with Thrawn.
4
They're
other
primary protagonists.
small independent games,
or, I'm sorry, primary
and
antagonists.
then we
And so-
have something
Yeah,
to announce
their friend,
here."
best friend ever. So you'll take your Phoenix Squad, you'll go in, you will
If they
fight
were
Thrawn,
just trying to
and
go
you'll be
Star
able to
Wars, Star
acquire
Wars, Star Wars,
up to a 7-star Thrawn.
they don't have anything that
we're really
catches my interest.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that is our. Actually, when can players get Thrawn?
Yes. So Thrawn will be available June 15th in, like I said, traditional legendary style event. We're super excited, so you got plenty of time. The game is set up for you right now. We've brought all the Phoenix members into the game. They're completely
I couldn't
accessible.
care what they say about a mobile
get them ready to
game.
go. Thrawn will be there. Like I said,
It's not,
everybody's
not
really excited.
something anybody needs
We're
to
amped.
really
Awesome. So next week,
concern
you're gonna be
with
able to get your
themselves.
hands
Download
on
the
in
mobile
Star Wars
game
Galaxy
now,
of Heroes.
play it.
So that
If it
concludes
asks for
our
money,
Star Wars
uninstall
portion
it.
of
If
the
it's
show.
boring, uninstall
We're
it.
now gonna throw
There's the review for
to,
any mobile game ever.
Need for Speed Payback. I believe we've got an awesome trailer. So, all right, thanks everyone.
Trailers for Need for Speed Playback. Is this the same trailer or a different trailer? We're going in circles here, it seems.
And she left us with nothing. We're gonna end this, starting now.
Get me close to him, and I'll take care of
This
the
looks
rest.
like the exact same trailer they started with.
There's something much bigger going on here. Get down!
Hey, Matt. You built this all yourself?
Well, I will say that with the slight possibility of the stream bitrate needing to be turned down and turned to a consistent bitrate the way YouTube wants,
The house always wins.
this worked out well for me. I had this whole time a web page set up in the OBS studio, the new version of OBS, in Twitch and YouTube, so I could have switched to the Twitch version of the
Hey,
stream.
what's going on, guys? We're here at EA Play checking out Need for Speed Payback. I got two devs here with me, and we're going to be checking out some gameplay and some customization. I'm here with Will Ho, who's the creative director on Need for Speed Payback, and Bryn Albin,
How much
who
longer
is
is
a
this
vehicle
gonna go?
director on Need for Speed Payback. So, we're going to be jumping into some stuff. Can you give me a little heads up of what we're going to check out?
Yeah, Need for Speed Payback takes all of the classic elements of Need for Speed that all of our fans love. It's got authentic car culture, iconic cars, deep customization, intense racing, epic cop chases, and gorgeous environments. We're taking all of those classic environments.
Walter's
we're putting them through
online.
the
Hey,
Hollywood
Walter.
lens and turning Need for Speed Payback
I don't know how
into the
long
ultimate
I'm gonna
action-driving
stay on. You
blockbuster.
may have caught
should we
me
just jump straight into it?
in a weird
So we're gonna
point
jump into the
because
highway heist. What exactly
we're
is this?
watching
This is
the
one of our
EA
next
Play
blockbuster
stream. It's
missions,
been
in
a
which we have 3 characters.
pretty
We're introducing
huge
3 characters for Need for
disappointment.
Speed. One's Tyler,
They don't have
aspiring
any
street
real
racer.
games to
Second is
announce.
Jeff, who's going to be riding
A
shotgun.
couple
He's the
of
ultimate professional action hero.
a cell
And we've got
phone
Matt,
game
who's
of
gonna
Star
be
Wars
providing remote
Battlefront 2.
reconnaissance. He's a little bit
There
of a
was
joker, little
a
showman,
game
comic
called
relief. So these
A
three
Way
characters
Out
now work
that
together
they are
to try to steal
publishing
back a car that the
from the
stole from
creator
them.
of A Brothers A
Right?
Tale of
The house
Two
is this evil
Sons.
cartel in the city of Silver Rock.
NBA
Control all the street
Live
racing, control the casinos, and
18,
control the cops. So really, they're
FIFA,
stacking the dice against you.
and I think
so
that's
that's
it.
what we see here with the Koenigsegg being loaded up into the back of the trailer.
And
That's
they
right. So this is the car. Koenigsegg
went
Regera with
into
$2 million.
like 15 to
It's being
20
loaded in the
minutes
back
of
this truck.
footage
That driver's not gonna
of
make it easy for you to try to catch up to him. These
of
guys
YouTubers
plan,
allegedly
they're gonna
playing Battlefront 2. We never even really saw those YouTubers as far as I could tell, unless they're YouTubers with the commentators and I didn't recognize them.
All right, so I will say I played this a couple of times already, so I sort of know what to expect.
And
hopefully won't crash, but so where
after
are we exactly?
that
Can you explain
Battlefront
where
2
we are?
gameplay sequence, it felt like they wrapped up the press conference and went outside to a secondary camera. And that's where we are now, is we're, I think, seeing potentially commercials. Need for Speed here is probably the most interesting game that they released to me.
So one of the things that's
A
already really
new
cool is that
Need for
I can just
Speed
drive
would-
off-road. You're no longer confined completely to the
would
road.
That's right. It's the most
be
open Need for Speed experience.
slightly
we've ever built.
attractive.
So you can find your own path. I mean, we've got checkpoints in this mission to lead you straight to that truck. But when you're free roaming, you can go off road. You can explore this world. It's massive. There's tons to explore, tons to find.
Cool. So what's going on here? There's the truck. That's what we got to take down.
Walter, let me know how the stream is playing for you, because I know Loki was having trouble with the stream locking up and him needing to refresh the video.
So what's the
I'm
plan?
trying to get the settings right for streaming, and if everybody that comments tells me that it's a bad experience, I'll try something different.
Some AI rivals that are going to protect the cargo, but most importantly, he's going to drive and catch that truck so that Jess can get into position to hijack this truck in motion.
All right, sounds good. Let's get going and catch up to this truck.
See what you can do.
See, we're watching the exact trailer that we saw at the beginning of the press conference again. It's just somebody's talking over it.
Gotta take him out.
Now.
Yeah, let's go. So, we've got health on top. Whoa, that was a quick takedown. That was a big takedown.
You are a natural action movie hero, man.
And they're pretending like the guy is playing, but it's not the
These
truth.
cameras that present your biggest, baddest crashes in the game. Alright, so let's catch up to the truck. The plan is to catch up to the truck by the tunnel, because in the tunnel, any air surveillance, they're not going to be able to see this hijacking in motion. So you got to take this truck down in the tunnel.
So one thing I think we should talk about really quickly is just the way the game feels. Could you mention that a bit?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on having heroic driving physics that are really pick up and play. So anyone can pick up the controller. They're hopping on.
I can hear the controller making sounds.
And they feel like a hero right away.
So we caught up to the truck, and things never go to plan.
Yeah, in action movies, things go sideways. So the truck driver really doesn't want you to steal that Koenig's egg. So he's brake checked you, the doors are flying open, and you're sitting
I don't think the truck driver would care.
Booking it right now. He's plowed through all these traffic cars, making life tough for you. You got to navigate your way through the scene and catch up to that truck.
He's made an absolute mess of this highway. All right, so I'm pushing.
All right. You can catch him, Nick.
I'm going.
Nitrous.
I need more nitrous.
Here we go.
All right,
here we have some enforcers. So now, talking about the AI improvements we made. So a lot of the fans are asking for tougher AI, so that when they catch up to opponents, they're really jostling and battling with them. Every overtake is earned. So these guys have ramped up their
Need for Speed seems like it's a racing game that has to dance a delicate line between a Mario Kart style game and a pure racing game, something like maybe Dirt.
So looking out for telephone poles,
because
traffic cars.
if you put weapons in it, if you put power-ups, it gets too much like Mario Kart. If you take too many things away, it stops being a game where you can crash things and take out cars. I have this feeling I would like to see more jumps, but it doesn't feel like it would be realistic to have jumps on this race.
It's a little hard, but
absolutely.
It's effective.
In any open world game, you're going to find ways that you want to go through this mission as well. So even if you replay it over and over again, you're going to find different ways to take down these enforcers each time you play.
Trying to deal with them. They're tough, man.
Trying to use the poles. Only 2 left, Nick. The truck is getting away, man. You want that car.
There's no way this truck's getting away.
Whoa! That was a
I have this feeling that this demo could be a level that gets repeated a lot.
Movie moments, right? When you have these big
if you have to unlock every single car by doing something like this, stealing it from the back of a truck or something similar, then
just like you planned it, Nick.
Yeah, 100% on purpose.
Yeah, of course. All right, now punch it. You got to catch it through the truck.
Like,
Plan A went sideways, so we're going to go to Plan B. We got to catch up to
it
this
could
truck.
get a
We
little
got to
boring.
hijack it before that truck gets to city limits, because there's some serious heat on you.
Needing to do that 10 or 20 times in a game. But if this is a unique instance and you only do it once, maybe twice, and there's a bunch of other unique instances and levels of races.
Line it up for Jess. Come on.
There we go.
Here's Jess's big moment. with 3 drivable characters, we have interaction missions. These dynamic
See, they're
vehicles,
doing a
so
lot
you were
to
playing as
animate
Street
these
Racer.
cutscenes.
Now you're going to jump into the Koenigsegg and you're going to drive as Jess.
Switching characters, I like it. And there
Boom.
you go.
You got it. You've done this before. You've stolen a $2 million car before, right?
A couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now you
get
gotta
to feel that sense of speed in this awesome hypercar.
This thing's fast.
Now you've generated some heat in this mission. So look out here. You've got epic cop chases. When you play the Highway Heist, when Payback comes out November 10th, you're going to have to use Jess to take out cops, avoid rhinos, avoid spike strips, roadblocks, all the intense cop chase action that you expect from Need for Speed.
Cool. So what else can you tell me about the story?
Need for Speed could probably go into the
We
future.
structured the game such that you're playing as these 3 characters. They all have their own quest
As much
lines,
as they
and it
did
all
that
comes
with
together,
Battlefront,
them
where you
getting
were
revenge against the house.
Cool. So, should we
or
jump into some
what was it,
customization
Advanced
and see what we
Warfare?
can do with some of these cars
You
in this
could
crazy,
probably
crazy
have a
world?
Need for Speed in the future where
Yeah, so customization,
most
right?
cars are
Marcus has been
electric
talking
and the
about it in the
police
live
have
show.
all kinds of new
back. We're not
ability
gonna
to
do
stop
anything,
car chases.
out of the ordinary, or maybe we will.
And you can drive a lot faster.
Maybe. We got some cool stuff. So yeah, this is Bryn,
You'd have to
the
do near
vehicle,
future though.
director?
You wouldn't want to go crazy
Vehicle
and
art
have
director, there we
flying
go.
cars.
So you know these cars inside and out.
But
yes, I've lived and breathed
I
them for
feel
the last,
like
couple of years.
you
All
would.
right, so we're gonna do some customization. Obviously, customization.
Fighting the police in Need for Speed has been done before.
And it's bigger.
It feels like it's been done a lot of times before.
So I think we'll try and boot into the garage, and then we'll see what cars we've got on offer.
Yeah. So just briefly, we should talk about the garage itself.
Yes. Yeah. So the
I
garage.
don't know how much
we've got
longer
space
this
for 5 cars in
section's
our
gonna
garage,
go.
But
This
time round,
I
we have
think
got
is
a
new
virtual
footage.
warehouse. So that allows us to effectively give you limitless cars.
Yeah.
So you can bring them in and out of your garage, and work with the cars that you want to work with.
Cool. So you can do just as many as you want.
Absolutely.
Great. All right, so let's talk about some of these cars.
So we've got the BMW M4. We had the M4 in the last game, but this time we've upgraded. We've gone for the GTX.
It's interesting
so it's a bit
they
more
actually got
track-orientated,
any
it's a bit
licenses
more,
at all,
bit more performance
considering they're
We got some
animating
muscle as well.
damage.
We've got some muscle cars. So last time around we didn't really hit the money on the muscle cars. So yeah,
Do I have?
we've done a bit more this time around. And yeah, the
You're
Nissan
gonna lose.
350Z, right? So everybody's been asking for it. We can't deny the fans what they want, so we've put it in Need for Speed.
Awesome.
And this one, yeah, it may look quirky, right?
Yeah.
It seems a bit out of place in Need for Speed, but what we've done is we've built this feature called the Derelict. That, again, Marcus touched upon it in the live show, but what the Derelict is a way for us to kind of let the player explore the open world that we've got. It's a rich open world that we have, so we've put these cars out there in the world for you to find and explore and kind of
Let's
take them
try a
back to your
different
garage and
deck.
find all the parts that you need to build them. Cool.
I am
So
actually
effectively,
trying to
it
get
takes the
5
car from
victories.
Stock to scrap. That's scrap to stock to supercar.
Cool. So let's jump in the Beetle and fix it up a bit.
Yes, absolutely. So it's looking a bit run down right now, right?
Not
Yeah,
really
we
doing
wanna
too much of the toggling back
Now
and
we should probably
forth.
say as well, these derelicts, you don't need to restore them like this. You can upgrade them a little bit. I think we'll show that in a little bit.
On my toggle button stops
For sure.
working.
Not my particular style, but you know what I mean.
It might be somebody's style.
So yeah, you can see some more of the parts. They're looking pretty good.
Absolutely. So we've tried to make sure that we've got parts
my
in
toggle
every
button
interaction
stopped
point that we have for this car. We want to make sure that we've got a rich experience wherever you go on the car. We've designed a lot of parts for this car as well because, out there in reality, there's not that much that you can do to a Beetle, but this is Need for Speed, right? And we want to take it that extra step further.
Of course, of course. So we can play around with this car. Let's talk about some of the brands that are also a Need for Speed Payback.
Yeah, so we've not ditched any of the brands that we had previously. So we've come back and we've got your Rocket Bunnies, we've got your Liberty Walks, we've got your Voltex.
My
parts,
second
we've got
monitor
APR
that I'm
parts, we've
using
got all
right
these
now
rims
is
that you
right
can
in
see right now.
the worst
rims.
place.
So we're all.
I'm
we love
literally
that stuff. We
looking
wanna bring
through
that back to the
my
people.
Of course. So
pop filter
I think we've done
to see the
a pretty
screen.
good job of showing this off. Shall we show off the big thing?
Yeah, so
I need to
I
put
talked
it
about
up
it previously.
in a
We want to
different
take these cars
position.
to supercars, right? So here we are. We've got our super builds. So these are effectively the biggest, the baddest, the most performance
So
oriented.
it's
cars
different
you can
car
build in Need for
parts
Speed.
that can go on
Yeah, I've
different
got my
cars.
personal favorite down at the bottom.
I'm not sure how
Off-road.
that
Off-road, yeah.
would
Off-road.
work with
Off-road's
different
back
body
into
types
Need for
though.
Speed, and
That
yeah,
is crazy.
We wanted to build something special, right?
Yeah.
And what's more special than to show a jacked up Beetle?
Awesome. So what do these do? We should say that these are derelict things, specific cars.
So yeah, the derelict cars that you find in the world will be the only ones that we can take to the super build. We want to make sure that those cars are special, and you want to put
So
some time
special
into them,
derelict
put the effort into
cars,
making them the
they
super
can be
builds, right?
modified
Of
where
course.
the other
Now,
cars
just while we have some
can't.
extra time, let's talk about some of the stance tuning and stuff
So
like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if
Tuning
there's
is back
only
again.
20 or 30
So
derelict cars.
what we've done this
in the
time
whole
around
game.
is tweak them slightly, right? We wanted to make sure that we could slam a car on the deck.
Of
right?
course.
We love crazy camber, so why not go even further than we did before?
Looks crazy.
It's a bit of a odd combination that you've got there. It's a bit
I'm not done,
SoCal,
I'm not
a
done,
bit
I'm not done.
rusty.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
So the wrap editor. The wrap editor's back. We're not going to go into the detail of it right now because, you know, it would take you days maybe.
Yeah, of course. So I think that's been a pretty good first look at Need for Speed Payback. Any last words from you guys?
Yeah, everything you love about Need for Speed, plus action driving blockbuster missions, November 10th. Check out Need for Speed Payback.
All right, so thanks for checking out
So
Need for Speed
Need for
Payback.
Speed is a
We'll
little
throw it
bit more
back to the
interesting
long shot
now that they showed the garage section.
Your career at the University of Texas. Where'd you disappear
And now we're just getting the trailer of the new NFL single player section. NFL Madden. Is this Madden or is this called something else?
All the eyes on you. What's to stop you from hightailing again?
Are they getting away from the Madden
Let me ask
name?
you something. Why are you here? Because football's my life. My father used to say, when the world knocks you down, get back up again.
Wade is miles behind.
On side. You're gonna get hit today.
You're not the only one trying to get drafted. No, man, forget you.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Devin Wade at the line for the final play of the game. It's the biggest moment of your life.
Let's go out there and prove to the world that we belong.
It's called Madden 18 Long Shot. I'm gonna write that down just so I know the
Our
name.
second live look of Long Shot in Madden NFL 18. 4 years in the making. A lot of excitement in the Madden community today, and for good reason. I'm excited. We're here at EA Play at FanFest. Make sure if you're talking on social media right now, you're using the hashtag EA Play. But alongside me, I have Longshot Creative Director Mike Young, and you might recognize this gentleman here from Friday Night Lights, but also Colt Cruz in Longshot. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
I'm in a Madden game. I'm in a Madden game.
Yes.
I never thought it was possible. Woo!
Made it happen.
Yeah, guys, this is a really exciting time, and I know especially for you, 4 years in making it, this process to get to this day, and really some of the
That worked
main
well.
questions that we're focusing on here is
Ooh, that is a
the
nice
story
card
of
to
Longshot. It's a
have
football story that you can play.
accidentally
what does that really represent?
show
and
up
why
on
is it
my
such a totally different
my
experience
field.
to the Madden franchise?
Well, what we went about was really.
So they're
making the
doing
first
a
campaign
weird
mode in
thing
sports
where they've got to keep the Madden name, even though I don't think John Madden is playing anymore, and I'm not even sure he's commentating
I think people are
anymore.
going to be blown away by how
So,
emotional it is, how much off the field.
so the idea,
And,
I think, is over the course of several years they'll try to push maybe the phrase long shot or some other phrase over and over again
Football, as far as gaming goes, with
to the point
graphics
where
and with new ways and techniques that you
people
can play
don't
it, but storytelling is the future. Storytelling is where it's
don't
at. And the
remember
fact that you are
Madden and they
getting a
just
movie
remember a football
basically
game.
in Madden that has great actors and NFL Hall of Famers all wanting to be a part of it. You know you got something special. I did a bang-up job.
You know, and you say there about storytelling, right? A little later on, we're going to bring on some game changers. We're going to bring on some YouTube.
Hey!
No way.
More YouTube people
No way.
running a counter for
That
every
was not
time
planned. Anything can
somebody
happen on
talks
national
about
air. I
YouTubers.
swear.
J.R. Lemon,
organic.
one of the stars.
All about the YouTubers.
Devin in the flesh.
The long shot himself.
Thank you for having me.
Can I shake your hand?
Amazing. Can I shake yours?
Yeah.
My count is up to 9 times they've
It is.
mentioned the
I've been watching you a
YouTubers
lot
and
on
streamers.
virtually a lot, so this is fantastic to see. Yeah, pleasure. Wow, things changed. Okay. So we were actually just talking about the power of story, how it's affecting not just entertainment in general, but moving forward to the gaming industry. And for you, what was the story like for Longshot? What was that emotion about for you?
Can I do this?
I always call it the orphan.
I'm gonna have to kill
Oh, get in a little mic. You know, I always call it the, we'll just get a little closer.
one of these guys.
I call it the orphan
This.
story. You got this guy who was innocent, who experienced something like extremely traumatic. He became an orphan. He wanted to sort of start to look inside and sort of he wanted to hide. He goes to the military. And the compelling thing about the story is watching him find his warrior again. Watching him find his way out of that darkness and sort of into confidence again. I think any compelling story has those components. So that's what the story said to me, if that makes any sense.
It does, my guy. Let's get one of these right here. Oh, selfie mode.
So
Appreciate that.
crazy.
No, but
So
now we're sidetracked, but
so
again, listen, let's get
thought out and planned. It's so unnatural. Let's get a selfie together.
A lot of what Scott had said there, it is about story. It is about emotion. What can the core Madden community expect when it comes to the emotion in the story of Longshot?
If you want to see natural, I'd recommend looking up the video of Kesha going up to Seinfeld and asking him for a hug, and he didn't know who she was, so he's just like, no, okay, I'm okay. No, thank you. And she just walks away disappointed.
Feels like he is a mentor, a big brother to the Devin character. I think when you embody Devin, you feel like you have a relationship, not just this entourage-style cameo, but on top of that, you just care about these characters. Devin and Colt feel like real friends.
And sadly, that doesn't
really
give
big range,
everything charge again. Otherwise, I could
friendship,
win. Too many people would be able to win playing Tundra Rhinos if that was the case.
Fights, a lot of conflict driving you in the story, and I think people are going
Somebody
to
actually playing that
relate
could
to it because it's a
do a
story
watch and
about
learn
getting
on?
to the NFL,
No.
not trying to have people relate to these
I have a watch and learn daily quest, which means I need either today or tomorrow or the next day to see somebody online that would win,
the two characters
can win a
have different
game.
perspectives on how they go about it. And I think that's what's going to show.
Walter said hello and he never responded, so I don't know if he's not hearing me, if he rewound the video, or what.
We've been there for each other. You know, it's tough.
Whenever that happens, I feel like I should just type hello. Should have. I wish there was a way to make a bot to just say hello back to people that says hello.
I like it. South, baby.
So, speaking of the next
Well, that's one victory.
What was it like working
Four
with
more to go.
Hollywood talent like this right here?
Well, it's amazing. You have a dream and you start the story, and it's just a piece of paper. Well, several hundred pieces
So
of paper.
little
but
game
coming to the
content
set
was shown
and
in
working
this
and like
press
developing these
conference.
characters, it's so collaborative and they're
So
so talented. And I think when we were together,
Easily 3/4 of the game of
they
the
just
entire
made
conference
these
was
people real.
people standing in front of
It's
cameras,
just so fun to work with great people
or
who
people
care, and the collaboration
on video standing in
was,
front
really
of
what made it
cameras
special.
talking.
Like we could, you know, talk through scenes and talk about why they're feeling the way they are. And
It
they're
doesn't
just
seem
so
like this is
talented.
going to be a
And I
good
think it's
year
gonna be
for
some of the best
for
acting you'll see
EA.
in video games all year.
And then I
These
just
two
looked at
gentlemen.
like Steam and the games that are on.
Supported that. I felt
Let's
like we
check
felt really comfortable just
Wikipedia
creating and playing and knowing that you would
instead.
listen if you
How
had
about
ideas
that?
or anything like that.
Because
and
on
collaborating,
Steam, there's
what,
not
2-3
that many
years down
EA
the line,
games,
just
but
throughout the
if I was
process of the
to
script and
open up
thoughts, seeing those
Wikipedia
ideas show up in the
and
script.
just
So, I mean,
see,
that
maybe
says,
there
that does something
is
itself when
something
we talk about the work.
I got a phone call 4
that-
years ago, and I think one of the smartest things that Mike did was say, I want good actors, but I want good actors who are also
There's a
have either
list of
played
EA
football
games.
or are huge fans of football, so we can just get that all on the side. There's no technical stuff that JR and I had to learn. I played football in high school and college. JR played football in high school and college. We understand.
2001
and up into
seems
the
like
NFL
their
too,
earliest
and
game,
we
and it's
understand.
a bunch of
5 minutes.
James Bond
But we understand
007
the game, so we're able to
games
put all
and
that aside and not even worry about all
FIFAs.
that. All that language is not foreign to us, which allowed us just to really hone in.
Yeah, I guess
on
EA
just the
was more
relationship that you
about
have
selling
here.
on consoles than
And then you
PC.
get an Oscar winner in Mahershala Ali who
See,
says, you know what, I'm
American
gonna be a part of
McGee's
your game.
Alice,
That's
the
how you know,
original,
world,
that
that script is
one I
legit. Mahershala Ali is in our game.
But
It's
the
crazy.
sequel's not available for sale right now either. Which is odd. Nobody's been reporting on it. Army of Two. They made an Army of Two in 2013. They could have easily had an Army of Two ready by now.
And that just speaks
Bard's
volumes to
Tale
how it plays
from
on both sides of the fence.
1985. Yeah, they could have had a Bard's Tale game.
It's so limited with time when you're shooting these things. And you have a half a
The
day
most
with Mahershala Ali. With
recent
kids,
release
kids
was
make
the
it
Bard's
so
Tale
much more complicated
trilogy in
because they're
1990,
just
so you've
having fun,
had
and there's a
25
football
plus
on
years.
set, and they're trying to break
Through
the
Batman
ice.
Begins.
Just talking smack like they
It's
do.
EA,
If
the
it was going to
company
blow up,
with-
it was going to blow up on day one.
Yeah.
The most expensive.
Well, I'm glad it didn't. Okay, that's fantastic. You know, and for you, Scott, you know, obviously Friday Night Lights, that's where people will see you and recognize you from numerous other things as well.
Battlefield.
But what was the experience? How does it
A
compare
lot of
to what
Battlefields,
you did at Friday
Battlefield
Night Lights
Bad
to what
Company.
you did at
You know, I've never worked on a project that
The Beatles
had
Rock
as many
Band,
parallels
Bejeweled. They
for
could have
me
come out with a new
to
Bejeweled. Their
Friday Night Lights.
last
I've worked on a
one
bunch
was
of other stuff, but
for
nothing had that kind of grounded,
Android on
small,
2016.
conversational storytelling that Friday Night Lights had throughout the rest of my career until Long Shots. I mean, to be honest with you,
Black and
you
White.
know, there was so much collaboration, and
tried to make a new
when I was on
version
Friday
of
Night
this.
Lights, I felt like I had
They're
ownership
sitting
of that
on
show
way
because
too
they
many
empowered us to do
things
this. JR said this
that they
earlier,
could have
but
tried to do
while
something
doing
with.
Long Shot,
They
we also felt very empowered.
published
to be a part
apparently
of the
Brutal
storytelling.
Legend,
We weren't
so
just
why
puppets
not
for
a
words that somebody was
remake
very
of
precious
that?
with on the
They
page.
also
Mike
published
had brilliant
Bulletstorm
ideas, lovely
originally,
dialogue,
but
then also
that was the Gearbox that
malleable and
published a
wanted
new
to
one.
just- we all wanted the same thing, which is
Burnout,
the greatest story, and that's
the
what we did
Burnout
on Friday Night
series,
Lights. I always say it's tough to catch
Catwoman
lightning in a bottle
game.
twice, but I think that we might have done it with this. I've already done it with Friday Night Lights, and at the heart of Friday Night Lights, it's about interpersonal relationships, about friendships. Like with Jason Street and Riggins, their tragedy changes their relationship. The same thing happens with Devin and with Colt. Tragedy really
Let's see
kind of
what else
changes
they
and
have.
adjusts their relationship, and it's how they rebound from it. That is the beauty of this story.
They
It's how
had
they
a
overcome.
Clue
And
come out
adversity
in
is used way too much in
2009
sports, but when you find
for,
out what they both go through,
Clue,
it's
but no
true
Cluedo.
adversity.
Interesting.
It's not losing a game.
For
It's
iOS,
losing a part of
2009
your
and
life, how they
2010,
join
two
together
different Clue
and
games.
forge their friendship
Clive
going
Barker's
forward
Undying.
and push each other to try and
They
achieve
could have
the
come out
biggest
with a new
accomplishment they
Clue
ever
game.
could.
Lots of Command
But
and
heading towards the
Conquer
NFL
games.
draft,
The
it's
most
just a wonderful, beautiful
recent
story, and
Command and Conquer
storytelling's where
was,
it's at.
I
Just
think,
like Friday Night Lights,
Tiberian
Longshot does the same thing.
Twilight in 2010. So 7 years to work on that.
It's not really. It's not just a story about football.
Cricket
it's a story
games.
That all of us have been through.
Crisis.
In some capacity. Yeah. Trying to overcome.
They
with people that we
published
love.
Crisis 1, 2, and 3, and Warhead.
It's the human story, right?
So,
It's something that we all go through. We all
Dante's Inferno 2010, they could have tried to reboot that.
I'm taking from what you're saying. But
Are we willing? Are we willing? When we're most down, are we willing
Were
to look in
they?
the mirror?
It just doesn't seem like they were very desperate to.
Essentially, I mean, in the trailer, you have that moment where Devin's, walking towards the window, looking at Lucas Oil. Are we gonna be strong enough to have to get up off the couch, look in the mirror, and take action?
Now be honest, JR, when you're watching yourself in that scene, are you looking at Lucas Oil, or are you just looking at your reflection in the
It
hotel
seems like
window?
they could have
I know what
gotten
you're looking
something,
at,
announced
JR. I know
something.
what
You see what I'm dealing
Dead
with?
Space
Right, man.
3 came out in
Everybody
2013. I'm
plays.
surprised they didn't have something there. Death Spank was a game that came out in 2010. You could have made a new one of those.
Here's the thing.
Def Jam.
He doesn't want it.
They apparently published Diablo.
This guy really only took the role just so he could get free money.
Yo, this is
Dragon
true. This
Age
is
game.
100% true. I
Why
went to
not
high
Dragon
school with
Age
one of the
game?
producers on that.
They could have tried to
I've been
fix
hitting him up for
Dungeon
years,
Keeper
like, hey, can I get some-
with the
Can I get
with
some
the
coin?
newest
Can I get some coin in-game
greedy Dungeon
He's like,
Keeper
my hands are tired, man.
for
My hands are tired. I'm like, I know that, but now
Android.
you got no excuse. No excuse.
I know.
Somebody shows up
in
with a full-on
2013. They
team
could
overall
have
rating of
said
99.
we
You're
were
gonna be
sorry
like,
about
oh,
that, and
He's even that's Porter.
we're
He got
gonna do better
28
there.
billion credits, and that's all Rudy.
You just heard that right there from Mike Young. He's gonna have his own card. That's gonna be fantastic.
Oh, I get my own mud card? Yeah. Wait, Colt Cruz is gonna be in that on the team? You ready to play with the Cruise missile, baby?
All right, now,
coming.
guys, it's time to bring in the game changer.
Awesome.
It's time to bring in our YouTubers. We have
Bring in the
Onto Box,
YouTubers.
and we have iMavic. They're going to be asking
Bunch
tough
of
questions.
EA
I just gave the
Sports
layups. I
games,
just gave the
Earth
easy
and
ones.
Beyond.
These guys are going to ask the
Is
tough ones.
apparently
Let's
new
bring 'em in.
memo
Onto
ORPG. A lot of repackaging things. F-22 Interceptors, F-117 Nightstorm, several flight
we have a nice wide set here. We could basically start our own
flight
team
games,
almost, right?
F1 games,
Onto, Mav, take it away.
FIFA games. They are doing FIFA. They've been doing FIFA for a while.
What other stars did you work with
when creating long shot.
What I mentioned
FIFA
earlier in my
Manager
Hearthstone League,
games.
that was pretty insane.
Fight Night Round
You know, it was before he won the Academy Award. What
was
cool
2009.
about the
Fight
role
Night
at the
Champion
time
was
is I think we were
2011. You
mostly
could have had
familiar with
another
him
Fight
being
Night
this, like, tough
boxing
military
game.
guy and things like Hunger
Right?
Games,
That's
or
what that is.
you know,
Yeah.
a tough character and like House of Cards. But we got to bring him in, and he's playing this father, and I think everyone on set that day was like, I wish he was my dad. You know, he was so warm with the children, and it was a way up until. He obviously Moonlight plays a father figure, but we hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So it felt like, wow, we're seeing a different side
How
of
can
him,
you
and
be
it was so
this
amazing.
this
We had the Dan Marinos, the
unprepared
Shadow
for your own
Josinkos.
conference?
Those days were super fun. Everybody was geeked out.
Yeah, Chad Johnson took everyone.
I'm
to
only
sushi.
to the
At the end of
G's.
the day, he was like, "Who
In
wants to go with
2009, they had a G.I. Joe's game.
There's a 40-person crew standing around. We're like, what? All of
That
us?
would have
He's
been a
like, yeah, let's
surprising
do it. I mean, he
release,
had a blast.
sadly.
That was pretty cool. I mean, we had.
There was
film
Harry
legend
Potter
Barry
games that
Corbin.
came
I mean,
out
there's just
by EA
so
all
many
over the
people, so many
place
stories from set.
up
It
to
was, incredible. I think
2011.
people will love the cast because it feels grand. I think a lot
Heart
of
of
the gaming
Africa
stories feel
was a
small, like,
1985
not
adventure
very many
game
characters, not
set
many
in
sets,
Africa.
but I think this is an epic
That would have been
story with an
interesting.
epic
Hellgate,
amount of
London,
places you see,
2007.
epic amount of
That's a
cast,
game we've
all just so much
people
variety
I've heard
to
of
it.
before.
Women, children, 80-year-olds.
A game called The
8-year-olds.
Immortal,
So, really cool.
1990.
That's awesome.
EA's been around for a long time. They couldn't
So I
bring
guess my
back
question would
a
probably be
couple
for
of
the stars
things.
here. All right.
Even if they were just gonna port them over. There's
I
a
know it
bunch of
was a
combat
4-year process, right?
simulators.
Putting together
There's a
long
bunch
shot.
of
What would
John
you say was the biggest
Maddens.
challenge for you guys?
Oh
Let's
man,
see. Keith the Thief,
waiting.
1989
Waiting.
Amiga
To
and
get a
DOS
phone
game.
call from Mike 4 years ago. Say,
You
hey,
could
we
have
wanna
ported
make
so
this
many things
game
over.
in Madden, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. And then not hearing another word from anyone for like 9 months, and I'm just like, right? Did he change his number? I get a text
See,
back. It's like,
these guys
who-
are just-
new phone. Who this? I'm just like, am I still a part of this thing anymore? And then
Just
2 years
talking.
ago, we end up in Vancouver for just a week, just JR
Knockout
and I.
Kings.
And I walk in and I'm like, they've already got all this footage
2003.
of other people playing our roles,
Crazy
like stunt
Island,
guys and stuff. They had done like some
first-person
test
shooter.
footage. I'm like, I got recast
There was
again.
that new game that they said was their new IP called
And then there's a table read
Anthem.
in Orlando, and some guy texts me, 'cause I went to high school and college in Orlando, and I knew this cat.
see.
He texts me, he's like, yo, I'm at this table read, and I was like, they cast me again! They recast me again! It was just like the waiting, I'd say, was like my biggest problem, was like, because it takes even double
So
the
it
time
feels
of a
like
movie or a
they
TV
could
show.
have
Sometimes you'll shoot a movie or a show, and
could
you
have
know next
taken
year it's
some
coming
things.
out.
They
But
they
with the
published
game,
Left 4
the
Dead.
cycle to build this thing from the ground
No
up
new
takes
Left
so
Dead
long.
4 Dead
It was
since
just shifting my
2009.
brain,
What
that
have they
way.
been doing for the past decade?
But yeah, Scott mentioned the 4 years ago. He was the first person to verbally commit to this thing.
Man, I know I'm sounding negative
I got
too,
to
but
make the
I
script
don't even
him.
know how to get away
Think
from
about
it.
his specific talents and
I'm just
personality,
holding
and really
EA
custom
to
the
its
role
massive
Scott,
list of games that
having
have
somebody like
it's
Scott commit early
released and
was
made.
definitely a lot of confidence
Looney
that
Tunes
this
Back
thing
in
could be
Action
real,
2003.
and people are excited
That would have been a
by it,
surprising
and then we
release.
went
Lord
on
of
a
the
long
Rings
journey
games
trying to get a green light, all that.
with the new Shadow of Mordor game.
My biggest hurdle
A Lord
was
of
getting over this
Rings
doggone
game might make
camera
sense.
that you have in your face.
There was a Sherlock
Like, so we
Holmes
have an
game
argument,
in
and, like, we forget this camera's there,
1992,
and
but
we
they
just,
may
like,
not have the
clap to the
license
camera.
for that. They
Every
may not
time-
have the
every
license
time
for
we clap,
several
like,
of
we
these
gotta
things.
start over.
Yeah.
They may
Like,
spend
every time you
all
gotta
their
start
money
over,
getting
you
that
gotta
Madden license
gotta do the T-pose
that they
and-
can't afford
Okay.
anything
That
else.
was my
Magic
biggest one.
Carpet,
Just like
1994.
Have you ever seen,
Magic
like, the motion
Carpet,
capture shoot where they
very
have
influential
the dots on the
game.
Yep.
How about a
Can't
new
put your hand in
remake
front
of
your
that?
face. You might want to wipe your nose. Can't wipe your nose.
Wipe your nose.
So it's
Might
more
have a
takes
little
than you're used to
scratch.
doing.
Yeah,
for
and
like
if you
film.
want your character to rub his eye in the scene, you got to do this.
Yeah, you're like,
You got to like reach, but not actually touch your face.
Exactly.
It's like so strange.
that was one of mine.
Yeah, we got really close because we spent in effect, 6 weeks together in wetsuits with each other.
For real.
It was just me and him
Hey.
in
Fine,
wetsuits.
that was some man
Bunch
moments.
of shiny balls all over ourselves and face makeup that looked like we were a Cats reject.
Tight, yeah.
Yeah.
Way more challenging. What's amazing about the cast is that they are in the same white white wall room every day with these
These guys
suits.
are so
they don't
boring.
have costumes, they don't have props.
Let's see. Magic
It's
Carpet
all in
2,
their mind.
1995. Magic Carpet
performances are
Hidden
so
Worlds,
believable and
1995. Magic Carpet Plus,
And I'm just so
1995.
proud of what these
Boy,
guys
they
did,
released several
and
expansions to Magic
I
Carpet.
think with those cameras and how unnatural it is
It
to
was
have 40 people staring
a great
at you and then these
3D
weird outfits
demo
and
when
all
video
these
cards were
rules
just
on addition to
starting the ability
expressing and
to
acting.
do 3D
I'm just blown
demos.
away by them.
Now in 2005 they did Marvel Nemesis, so maybe they've got a Marvel project going on
If we can hug it out, we'll
that
hug it
they
out,
can't
but
announce yet. That might make sense.
I got a question for you guys, though.
Mass
Are you
Effect
excited about
Andromeda
it?
2017.
It's like the first time we've seen something like this.
So clearly they couldn't have announced anything as far as Mass Effect. Unless they were going to say, what they could have done is said Mass Effect 1 from 2008 was going to get remastered.
A lot of guys like YouTubers and that create content online. You guys
that
would,
will
like,
be coming out in the next few years. It's very early.
Right? But now you got one.
Several Medal of Honor
Now you actually have a true
games.
authentic story.
Exactly.
A lot goes to these guys. There's a lot of guys
Michael
behind
Jordan
the scenes that you got
games,
to give a
Mirror's
shout out to as
Edge,
well. But
2016, so
great
it's a
experience.
little
I
early
got two things for you, though.
for
I
the
do
for another
have one
Mirror's
thing to
Edge
say. I
after
just got one
Mirror's
thing to
Edge
say, and it's
Catalyst.
support for everybody out there.
But
when you see this and you know that Devin is the character that you're going to play, not everybody's Devin is going to be the same. That we get the point across. Everybody's going to be able to play Devin differently.
Yeah, I don't know what they could really do with Mirror's Edge since Catalyst
you
didn't
think everybody's
succeed as
gonna
well
get
as they'd
drafted?
hoped.
That ain't the case, man.
Miss Universe, the game in 2015. Why did they make that?
It's not just.
Oh wait,
I
it was
play as
cancelled.
Devin and
Never mind, they
Colt.
didn't
No,
make
no,
that
no.
one.
You
Good
play
call
Devin
on
when
that
you
one.
want to play Devin. You play Colt
Monopoly
when you want to play Colt.
2008, Monopoly
that's
Here
it. So
and
you
Now
still
for
have all of that
iOS
opportunity to
2008,
make your own
Monopoly
choices,
Streets 2010.
Fantastic stuff, guys.
Why not a new Monopoly
appreciate all
game?
you for Scott, Mav, Mike, JR,
Why aren't some of
Anto.
those
I
on
appreciate it.
Steam?
I got one request, and you're going to have to help me make it happen. We have to find the
Mutant
behind the
League
scenes of them
games,
smacking into each other.
MVP,
You got to get them
Sims.
in the wetsuits. I got to see it.
They
We're
had
gonna
trouble
put
with
all that
Sims.
online.
There's
I mean,
some
we're gonna
NASCAR
find a way.
games,
We're
NBA
gonna
Live
find a way.
games,
We'll make sure
NCAA football
Let's
games,
get one. Another
Need
one
for
here
Speed
for the fans.
games.
Get it. Oh.
That's right. Yeah. He's on video.
Yeah.
Man, for a guy who's never seen himself in pictures, he takes a lot.
Taking selfies again on the stream. This
All right,
is
guys, that
ridiculous.
is going to do it for Long Shot Madden NFL 18, a story mode you can play. And
Are they
right
going
now,
to
we're
jump
gonna
to
kick it
another
over to
ad,
the
or
other
is
football
there
game.
more
little,
things?
Little football. Send it.
Football.
Now they're going to the FIFA game. So they're stretching out this press conference into a considerably longer experience. Neuromancer, 1988 Amiga game. It's 2 victories out of 5 I needed to get. If this is how all of the streams are gonna be, I'm not sure I'm gonna bother to stream and comment on all of them. Like, just 30 minutes of actual announcements and then an hour and a half later of just advertisements. NHL, let's see, when was the latest NHL hockey game? NHL 2005, or is something newer? NHL Superstars came out on Facebook in 2011. So they could have done an NHL game while they're doing all these other sports games. A game called Ninja Reflex, I've never heard of that one. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Interesting, there is a new Oddworld coming out, but I guess it's not being released by
It's
EA.
the hottest game known worldwide. FIFA, and it's back. It's bigger than ever. FIFA 18. I'm here with Sam and Matt, the
Peggle
creative
2,
director
2014,
and, the lead
so
gameplay
they
designer,
could have
talking about
announced a
brand new
Peggle
FIFA, guys.
3.
Now last year,
But Peggle Blast came out in 2015, but still, it's, we're going into 2018. You could have announced something else. PGA, no golf game.
Yeah, I mean, it's always what
the latest
right? We always want to bring the best game to market, and yeah, last year was a
97.
massive year on many levels. It was the transition to the Frostbite engine, which was huge.
Wow, EA really strikes me as something that's tried a lot of things
across the board.
and stopped.
Not bad.
After one. Let's see.
And then obviously one of the big
How
things
about
was the introduction
Plants
of the
vs.
Journey and
Zombies
Alex Hunter, who in
Garden
just 1 year has
Warfare
become one of the most
3
famous
or
names in all of
DLC
football.
for
So
Garden
an incredible
Warfare
year all
2?
round.
I mean, we had the Men in Blazers on
Garden
stage.
Warfare 2 came out in
Alex Hunter.
2016.
What's he up to? What's he doing? But it's not just about Alex Hunter, obviously. I mean, when you guys announced the cover star for FIFA 18, everybody was like, whoa, it looks way better than that statue that was at that airport. That looks actually like Cristiano Ronaldo. But bringing in Cristiano Ronaldo, what is that experience?
Just going down the entire list of every game E3 has ever
How did that
made.
feel once it all culminated?
Here's another one, The Queen, The Eye, an action-adventure game set in the future to a soundtrack by Queen and remixed specifically for the game. Get the license to re-release that or remake that. That would be an amazing thing. That came out in 1998. So you're hitting 20, 25 year anniversaries of some of these games, and they're not doing anything with them.
First of all, we have a brand new
like, just re-release it. Get it to play and re-release it.
Technology. It's a system that allows us to pick animations every
the fact
single
that it
frame.
has music from Queen
we used
alone
to do every step the player takes, that's an animation, and then we would just chain different animations, different steps. Now, because it's every single frame.
If you're gonna flood something with Steam with games, at the very least they could flood Steam with old games that actually have some historical purpose versus just new games that look like they're old games.
For personality, as I mentioned, we're putting Ronaldo animations in the game, and now if you look at him, he runs exactly like Ronaldo. From any camera, you will recognize him right away.
See,
we also have
rugby
the tools that
games,
allows us
they
to
were up to
personalize
2007.
the movement of players, like Sterling you saw in the video.
Yeah, I guess not that many people are into
Sterling,
rugby.
his hands like that.
Here's a game that should definitely be available for purchase by EA, and they should make a sequel or a remaster. The Saboteur, 2009 game. It is basically Assassin's Creed set during World War II France. It was a great game, and it's kind of impossible to play now.
This is my favorite. Dribbling is so much fun, so responsive. And you will see a lot of personality, so you will see the players avoiding doing all those fancy things with dribbling, just with the left stick, just by jogging, for example. And if you pass the ball to somebody like Messi, he's going to be so explosive.
Yeah,
you're going to see how he stretches to get to the ball, he leans. He's looks very cool. The visuals are very improved from previous years. And also, if you pass the ball to somebody like Iniesta, he's going to be so good at hiding the ball, but he's not that explosive. So you need the combination of things.
Since EA is not Ubisoft, and Ubisoft makes Assassin's Creed, why they aren't competing, I don't know. Scrabble, 2008, EA clearly has the Hasbro license for all the Hasbro games, so why there aren't mentions of these or reasons, re-releases of those? It makes no sense.
That in FIFA. So we also have a lot of play styles. For example, when you play career mode, you will have a different experience. So team personality, depending on what playstyle they do in real life. So for example, we have the tiki-taka,
Shadows of the
passes, long balls.
Beast.
If you have players that are very good at dribbling, you will see them trying to beat
Shadow
on defenders.
Caster, don't know that game. Shadow Realms, don't know that game. It was a cancelled action roleplay game.
There is the next part, which is
Shadows of the Dam, 2011. Shank, I just recently played Shank. Not really the greatest of games ever, but
we are improving our through balls, the shooting system. Now that the trajectories are closer to the goal to give you more realistic outcomes, but doesn't mean every single shot is going to the net. And finally, we have the atmospheres, which is very important as well. And there's regionalization, so basically depending on where you're playing in the world, you're going to have a different experience. The lighting is different, the position of the sun is very authentic.
This is crazy what they're talking about right now.
TV. There's a lot of props around the field, like
it's gonna look at your location and then change
like in South America, for
the
example.
field.
And there's a lot of work on the crowds. There's a lot of new chants, so you have a better audio experience, as well as the crowds now behave individually, so you will see them reacting very
different fields are going to,
when there's a goal, for example,
apparently
they will try to jump a couple of rows down, and you can actually celebrate with the crowd. You can hug them. You can do many different things. The gameplay is very, very fun this year.
There's a lot.
So you guys didn't really do much, right?
No, we put our feet up for a year. So.
Yeah. But I mean, when channeling all of that
Shogun Total War
newness
2001,
within a game like FIFA, especially where people have grown to expect it to play a certain
Shift 2,
way.
Sid Meier's.
You guys ever? I mean, is it a challenge
Do
for
they
you guys to make it new,
Sid Meier's
but still
Civilization?
make it seem like the players who are good at FIFA can jump in and know exactly what they're doing?
Several Sim Cities, no mention of a sim game. They have the Simpsons license, so the Simpsons game was 2007. You could have made a sequel, and, a 10-year anniversary remake or something. The Simpsons Tapped Out is the cell phone game from 2012.
To be able to have the entertaining game for everybody that tries to join the game.
Nice. And I also understand we have a clip, a little gameplay trailer that we saw inside that we're going to take a look at right now. Show that beautiful footage.
That's several Sims game. There's one expansion 3, volume 2 from 2005. No, that's Sims 1. Sims 3 came out in 2009. Sims 4 came out in 2014. Sims Medieval came out in 2011. So there's been a couple years since there's been a Sims 4 expansion. Sin Episodes, S-I-N. No. Skate or Die. Skate 2, Skate 3. They could have tried to do some skate game. I know that. Probably wouldn't make money. Spore. They could have tried something there. Spore came out in 2008. SSX. So you could do SSX Tricky or any of the SSX games, which is skateboarding, skiing.
I mean, we talked about it earlier. Alex Hunter,
Star Wars.
the most tweeted about footballer in the history of the world. Scored like 32
Star Wars
million
Galaxy
goals
of Heroes that they're talking about actually came out from 2015, so they were literally just advertising the fact that
there's no need to talk about how many over hundreds of millions of goals. And now we see a new iteration.
Absolutely,
they have a new expansion for it.
So it's one of those modes where we can't
Superman
really
Returns,
divulge too much, we don't want to give it
Sudoku,
away, but,
Syndicate. There's two syndicates, a 1993 and a 2012.
We're taking him to a wider world of football, so obviously within FIFA the game, we have a global
System
appeal
Shock
with
2,
we represent the
and
sport
they're
globally.
not
For the Journey 1, he
with the
was
System
from
Shock
London, so we
reboot.
said it in the EPL, that was his breakout year.
It seems like EA lost a lot of things.
He's going to spread his wings a little bit.
Okay, I get why they wouldn't do a Tiger Woods PGA Tour game right now. Time Splitters. Why not re-release that? That's a popular game.
For the young lad.
Well, if you weren't one of the 21 million players who played FIFA 17, break it down a little bit about what the journey was when you guys kicked it off last year, and how you would like to see it go from here on out.
Yeah, so the journey was a cinematic mode, which we were able to do through the power of Frostbite. So it's one of the benefits of the Frostbite transition. What it allowed us is to really kind of give a window into the world of football.
Want everybody to use Frostbite
because
they own that engine.
We've never kind of gone behind the curtain and taken off the
pitch.
And
I guess maybe nobody knows how to program anything
except
for on the Frostbite
you can kind of have a
engine.
window into the lives of footballers like never before.
UFC
so we wanted to really bring that kind of
Mobile was 2016. They could do a UFC game. It'd be a really
it resonated
bloody
spectacularly with the over 13 million people played it. A whole bunch of those completed it through to the end and replayed it in many cases. So it really offered us an opportunity to show a side of football that we'd never done before in FIFA. And in terms of where we want to take it, obviously year 1 was his breakout
I just don't understand how you schedule this conference and say we've got 5 things to announce.
On rails, there was a lot of choice.
4 of them were expected sequels, and one of them is not really even our game. The one that's an unexpected sequel is a game we're just publishing. Let's have something more to talk about, something more to do. And I don't see how the next step isn't just to do what I'm doing right now and just going through their catalog and seeing what they have, seeing if there's something you could just re-release, like Vixen for the ZX Spectrum in 1988. Why not just re-release that? Find an emulator, see if it works, be done. Or Warp from 2012. It wasn't a great seller, it probably wasn't even a great game, but just get backwards compatibility going and say, we've got 10, 20 games we're re-releasing. Yahtzee for iOS. Yahtzee Adventures for iOS.
So just
Zuma's Revenge,
not just an interesting
2012,
character whom you control,
2012 Xbox Live Arcade thing, Zany Golf.
That they resonate with users and interesting as well. And that
there has been
and what do you think was the most crucial
massive
piece
amount
of feedback you received from people who did complete this journey, or just from fans in general? Was there any sort of comments that they made that you were like, oh yeah, we should sort of go in this route or maybe try something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great relationship with our fans, and we value their feedback because they're the most important guys. They're the ones that play it. So the good news is they loved it. They really resonated with the fact that they controlled his.
I know I sound salty, but
one of the things we did take from
I'm just trying to be.
They wanted more big,
be realistic here.
Some key decisions that will change.
A list of video games published and developed by EA.
Big decisions that you have to make as Alex that will affect the story and the characters and etc.
What I would prefer is if this list
I don't want to spoil it,
could be filtered down to just
I'm thinking like
developed.
downloadable DLC, a villain character comes into his life. That villain is played by me.
Right, okay.
Mocapped in Ronaldo suit, so I run like Ronaldo, I'm ripped like Ronaldo.
Let's look at EA's history.
We'll put that on the ideas board.
I mean, if there is an ideas board,
John Riccatello's announced he would step down in 2013.
Obviously, a lot of people are excited about the journey. We do have a trailer explaining what's going down in the second part of this journey coming in FIFA 18.
How's this going to work?
There is one question on everybody's lips.
What's next for Hunter?
Everyone's hunting Hunter.
Alex Hunter has been talked about.
I think all this Alex Hunter, I think that's just paid for the tomorrow.
So John Riccatello stepped down in 23. Larry Probst was also appointed executive chairman. In 2015, Vice President of the company Patrick Sutherland announced that the company will start investing more in smaller titles as Unravel, such as Unravel, which Unravel, or was it changed its name to Unraveled, was a game that didn't really sell that well. December 2015, EA announced a new division called the Competitive Gaming Division, which was a focus on creating esports games, headed by Peter Moore. 2016, EA announced that they had formed a new internal division called Frostbite Labs. New development specializes in creating new projects for virtual reality platforms and virtual humans. The new department is located in Stockholm and Vancouver. Well, we didn't get any announcement about any of that.
Alright everyone, so we've been talking so much about some fantastic EA games here at EA Play 2017, but you want to know what's really fantastic? Some Battlefield, baby. That's right. We're gonna have some Battlefield.
We're going back to Battlefield, which is what we ended the real stream on. And so I imagine we'll have another long 15-minute wrap up. And it seems like people are carrying away the decorations in the background right now. They're tearing down the whole
today we're gonna take a look at Nivelle Nights. This is the first night map.
In 2013, EA reorganized, which includes the dismissal of 10% of its workforce. EA announced that they had partnered with Disney to release Star Wars games from
Right. You don't want
2013 to 2023 exclusively.
You want to be able
so
to view your opponent.
That probably killed them as far as Star Wars development, which we didn't hear anything about in Star Wars games.
You could also find dark corners, hide a little bit, get where you needed to go.
Sounds like my playstyle.
Oh yeah.
Well, I should have played this.
Hide in a corner, just snipe, right? That's what you're doing.
No, I just wait with a shovel.
Oh, you're the shovel guy. Yeah.
In the back of the head. Oh, I roll messy. What about you? How do you play?
Well, I try to stick to assault. I'm more of an infantry player, so that close quarter setting, which we'll see in a minute, is definitely something that you can focus on this new map. Having played it in the testing environment, you're going to see some good close quarters gameplay.
Yeah, the trenches play really well here.
Yeah, they do play really well.
What I need to see, BioWare, DICE, Visceral Games, and Motive Studios, Capital Games, and external developer Respawn Entertainment.
Test server. Yep. Was it as detailed as it is here, or
open each one of these tabs in Wikipedia?
Yeah, so
and see what these teams
test environment, it was in its
are
kind of
doing.
Pre-alpha phase. So you're going to see a lot more detail that's really refined. Making sure the artwork is as polished as possible, the gameplay is as polished as possible.
Ghost Games and Criterion Games.
Okay,
and
I like
then
that.
a couple EA Sports,
you know, it's very
and then
because
EA
Maxis.
Maxis.
I think when a lot of people thought about,
like, if they own Maxis, there's several PC games from Maxis in the old days.
Concerning, which you'll see in a little bit, they have nothing to be concerned about because everyone thought, oh, World War I. Trench warfare. Right. That must be so boring. And obviously, you guys didn't do that when the game first came out. But now you are bringing it to the trenches.
Right.
What were some of the challenges in making that combat feel
See if we can succeed.
Well, when you think of World War I trench warfare, it's one trench on one side, one trench on the other, and you wait, right? Who's going to storm the other?
EA All Play is EA Mobile and PopCap Games.
But the way we went about it is we wanted to
now?
create a no man's land in between both trench sets. So this we put a lot of cover and a lot of interesting spaces where you can even have some really good combat outside of the trenches. But once you go in,
has a untitled Star Wars project that they did nothing with.
Well, without further ado, let's
last thing they did was Titanfall 2. BioWare Games.
Again, you know, this map looks incredible.
It has Anthem coming out, so BioWare is doing Anthem. They did Mass Effect Andromeda before.
Both sets of teams.
I happen to notice here that while there are a lot of games that BioWare has made, a lot of them are in different engines too.
Yeah, that's something really unique to this. We wanted to make sure that the two flags that were in your point are the flags that you already own. We thought it'd be really weird if you
next we have DICE Games.
Okay, is that something that you guys
and they've made a lot of games over the year. And they're doing Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I think that you might be seeing some more of this in the near future.
Yeah, because it is a little weird, right? So
that was weird. I got so defeated on Hearthstone there, it jumped the game to that.
And it also makes that
to Hearthstone when I was in Chrome.
Because you want to be able to push up.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. The No Man's Land, as you guys had mentioned.
DICE is doing
Battlefront
2, maybe they're not doing their own.
Absolutely shredded on that one.
Visceral's has an untitled third Star Wars game coming out in 2018. I think Visceral would get on the chopping block. The Motive Studios is co-developing with Visceral Studios that third Star Wars game.
What happened in this time? This is based on Nivelle Offensive.
Why not, at the very least, go Star Wars, Star Wars, Star Wars? We've got a couple secret Star Wars projects that we can't talk about. Why not tease that in every speech? Say absolutely nothing, but then but at least focus on Star Wars.
Loving that.
Well, it's interesting that he's decided to go for the B point rather than going for the other No Man's Land flag. So what he's essentially saying to his troops is, look, let's take their trench line and force the issue.
Well, PopCap fired 50 of its employees in North America and moved to address mobile and free-to-play games, and evaluated ceasing operations of its Dublin studio. The Dublin studio was closed in 2012, so I don't think PopCap is actually making any games.
To kind of maintain our positions. And you know, the German forces, they only have 2 flags at this moment. Meanwhile, on the other side, though, the French, they're dominating.
They are dominating at the moment, and actually, as we were watching Stone Mountain there going for some of the enemy trench lines, we ended up seeing that the 2 objectives that they'd run away from ended up getting taken by the enemy team. So the whole map sort of flipped itself on its head for a minute.
So we're looking at Battlefield, not Battlefront. The 2 names far too close to each other.
Oh, the tank, the tank.
Wait, is there a tank out right now?
I haven't even really been paying attention for probably 40 minutes now on the stream.
He was in a real bad spot, so he had to get out of Dodge as soon as he possibly could. Then one of the things I do like about this with the trenches is, you know, there is that, as you saw right there, Miss just threw the nade over.
If there was a single player of this game, I'd consider it.
Yep.
Like, it would be potentially educational and interesting from that perspective.
The lighting's really interesting in the trenches here, actually, because you've got some points that are very well lit. It's just certain parts. And then you go into the straight, narrow trench, moving towards the next bit of light. You've got almost nothing in between.
I wouldn't play the multiplayer, most certainly.
Yeah,
and this looks like a very dark game.
Those spaces.
Well, let's talk about the lighting, though, because there is a distinct difference between the French and German side when it comes to the lighting.
Yeah, so this is really an interesting part of the map. We took a lot of interest in creating
all they're selling are maps.
And the way
all they care about are, we've got a map that...
The way we did that to change it up is kind of the lighting played a big role. So we made one side, the German side, you'll see a lot of electric lights. So you'll see searchlights, you'll see a lot of light bulbs, and that's going to be a good indicator that you're on the German side of the map. So that's actually quite true to history too. What we saw was the Germans buckled down, they fortified their trenches, and that's why they survived this attack. And then the French side is going to be a lot more organic.
So the guy just got shot, and
keeping it lit.
Then you're either respawn pretty fast.
On that side. Almost feels like it's a little bit more.
This is completely unrealistic.
Got to make this now before
nobody in World War I or II would be running and gunning like this and switching weapons and.
A big win. They did the shellings and they thought this is going to be it. So they weren't in it for the long haul, but they proved to be wrong.
Playing like a video game player would. Well, I guess you have to do that. Don't you?
Because of Battlefield 1. Like, people who
see, this guy got promoted, so you get some kind of ranks, and things are popping up right in the middle of the screen while he's trying to sniper people.
Which makes it very, you know, I guess encapsulating, right? It makes you want to learn.
If I was going to make a World War I or II game, I think you need to get some of the speeches, some of the headlines, some of the actual history that goes on. I think you need to wrap a lot of the history and the politics around the running and gunning on battlefields.
I'm sorry.
It's actually very interesting because if you look at that was a
and
nice
that
shot
doesn't seem like something EA would be interested in doing. It seems like EA is only about
if he would have gotten that shot through the trees, I would have just put
shooters with different maps.
But yeah, if you look at even though
things they can sell to you,
the teams are slightly imbalanced on their flags at the moment. The
low
score
effort
between the two is very, very close.
Yeah.
And well, maybe it's just the fact that when this was all organised, we're going to make this really even for both teams.
I know, right?
Oh, bit of bayonet charge there. Oh, it didn't pay off for him. I think he missed his
I didn't
target.
think I was going to get all my daily quests done, but
Paul, what are your thoughts?
at this rate, I think I might.
Sorry, Andrew.
No worries. Westy, I think to your point, I think that because this is a balanced map, it's very symmetrical. I think that's what makes this a really
see if I can pull up
Yeah,
EA schedule.
I mean, looking at it, the structure of it, almost with the trench lines being very similar. Yeah. You've almost got that feeling.
Tomorrow at
you've got that
2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, PDT, will be Microsoft.
Of it being very balanced from the start, and it's just dependent on whether your team can communicate properly, whether you use a function to make sure that you're covering your own objectives and then attacking
search
like another
Microsoft's releases
and then that balance can
and
remain.
see
And if you
what they're
decide
going to talk, what they could talk
too
about.
much and don't cover the flags that you already own, then the enemy team can
We
get those
know
trenches in
more
very
than
hard
likely
to get
what Microsoft's going to talk about. They're going to talk about the Scorpio. They will probably.
Of such, so you got fortified buildings around you,
They
and
will
good cover as well,
probably
and high ground advantage, as you can see. X Factor taking advantage of those opportunities when he sees fit. This guy, man, he is a fantastic Battlefield player and also a great YouTuber, as are all of these creators here.
They're
Great
mentioning
streamer as
the
well.
YouTubers
I happen to tune into
again.
his Twitch streams quite a bit, but Muggs manages to find him, but luckily for him, Ponyline was there on the pickup. He's not just a great pilot, he's a great medic as well.
That's what you're looking for in a medic, really.
Yeah.
You need somebody to come and revive your players.
That's the thing,
Keep
man.
that ticket down.
Playing a squad and my team, they always abandon me. Then again, I do tend to like run out all the way out
You
to
play
the middle
rogue.
of the field.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's like, follow me, you know, get the hint, dog. Like, just come with me and we'll win the whole game.
You're that lone wolf kind of player.
Yeah, I'm the worst kind, to be fair. What I do typically, though, is I hop into a tank, and then I just drive around as much as I possibly can and destroy people. Speaking of that, how many tanks can you get on Devil Knight?
So there's one tank on each side.
Okay.
That's the plan here. We wanted to keep it pretty infantry focused.
I guess
so
I have
once
to
you start going too heavy, I mean, you're going to get some cavalry as well.
Okay.
So that's where you're going to get a little of that quick gameplay. But we wanted to stay very infantry focused.
I think that's really good because obviously you've got these trench lines.
And that's for a reason, right?
You want the trench lines.
See, I guess that's
so
only going to be
gain
Microsoft Studio, Game Studio games.
Right. And especially because you've built a lot of the objectives around the trench lines.
Yeah.
The only other two are the ones in No Man's Land in the middle.
Yeah, and that's why there's no planes in here as well, right? We don't want you having bombing runs on the trenches.
Because it really takes away from it.
That's
right?
no fun.
Yeah, exactly. You're in a trench. Like, what more can you
Okay.
do?
Yeah, you can vault out, but we all know how that goes.
Oh,
So
boy,
when we look at just what Microsoft
He's looking to
has made, or
He's a
Microsoft Game
I watch
Studios,
a lot, and he is such a great sniper. Oh, don't give the business. Don't
Wikipedia
give the
says-
Secondary, and he did not.
That's the commentator's curse, that is. We said he was so
I
good.
know.
Yeah, you give him all the
it
compliments.
needs to be expanded.
Never
According to
pull
Dude, it
Wikipedia,
always
we've got
happens that way. Always happens.
Connectimals.
There it is.
I love it. There you go. March on down. X Factor. You're done.
Flight
This is one of
Simulator.
the new weapons that's just been introduced as well. That you guys introduced in. Was it the May?
They have a game called Hellbender that they made at some point.
Yeah, we had some new variants that we introduced in the May update.
Yeah, so this is the
The spring
Hellregal
update. Excuse me, I think it was the spring update.
This is the Hellregal Defensive, which has got an optical sight, 120 round drum
Microsoft
magazine.
Chess.
Why would you ever need that?
That would be kind of
Well, you know,
amazing.
if you really want to spray and pray.
And it's also got the
Ages of
live one as well, so I
Empires, they
guess
could
if you
certainly
wanted
make a
to
new
set
one
it
of
up behind
those.
cover and literally as the weapon
well, when you lay
suggests.
prone,
Several
you are gonna be
Microsoft
giving a little
Pinball
more
Arcade, Microsoft
Let's see it.
Puzzle Collections, several things that just came with Windows that you could bundle up and re-release.
The grenade paid off. He took half health there.
Yeah, nice.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a Halo
There it
or
is. This is
something.
how it works. There we go.
The one and only Dankness 429. He hates that name, but I'm going to keep saying it every time he's on screen.
There you go. Pop some smoke. Get some cover.
Yeah.
It's interesting again here because we're on board with the
bicycle board games, bicycle card games, bicycle casino games. Microsoft still has that license. They can do that. Agents, Mythology, Dungeon Siege. Interesting.
Well, it looks like they're rallying here, but they're ahead
I
on
don't
the
think they
score,
had
so
Dungeon Siege.
the Germans need to pick up a little bit.
Looking around here.
Zoo
Darkness
Tycoon.
Issuing those
1
orders
and 2
when
Age of
you can.
Empires.
Yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
So they're now going to capture their
Mahjong
second
Tales.
objective within their own trench lines. Oh, lovely takedown there.
Age of Empire Online, Fable 3,
Man, I'm telling you, we should change his name.
Deadlight,
He doesn't think so.
Dust and the
There's
Lucian
Miss Ella
Tale.
Cronin, who I
Some of these they just
mistakenly called
published.
Missile, a
Recore,
little while ago, but she's
Forza
flying through the trenches
Horizons.
like a missile.
That
Oh,
might be a
there you go.
Forza
You gotta
game.
bring it back somehow.
That works. That works.
One in front. Wow. A couple
Wasn't
shots.
even looking for that.
Nukem Dukem, man. Where's your
There's your
awareness,
tank.
dog?
On board with Doom 49.
One and only. I think he's top ranking on his squad there, or on the whole team. As a matter of fact, I have to look at that yet again.
Mahmood is online.
On
Hey,
the topic of lighting,
the video is slowly like you have bad
has some
internet.
dynamic weather in it. Does
Okay,
Neon Lights have
thanks for the
same
feedback.
kind of dynamic weather that other
I'm
ones do?
going to
No, we're not going to see
try something different then.
storms or any sea hens or anything like that.
I'll
coming in here.
as soon as this stream goes,
in French soil, or on French
is
soil.
finished,
So
I will
kind of what you see
change
here.
the settings and we'll try something different if people, if somebody will stay online and give me some feedback there.
I mean, the darkness itself gives it a lot of coverage. Imagine adding anything more into that.
I will see what I can do. It may very well just be that I do have bad internet, like you suggest, and that might be the case.
You said darkness and then darkness showed up. It's like, dude.
It worked, right? It played real well.
I'm looking at the Microsoft things to see what could potentially be announced tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
I do too.
For the Microsoft stream. I think it's all going to be Scorpio. And they'll have the third-party game makers
it would be
come
only
out.
fitting to have a trench raider with the trench map.
That's a very good point.
It really is just like Quantum Break, Ori and the Blind Forest. They, I think, published Age of Empires, Age of Mythologies, and maybe a Halo Wars or something. But I don't think they can do too much of anything else.
They're starting to rally the troops and capture all the bases. All their base belongs to the Germans Empire.
And what about Hearthstone?
They are dominating right now.
This seems
I'm playing Hearthstone right now.
I mean, ain't that the truth? The French need to find a way to fight this one back.
They are taking a couple
on-screen
of the flags back. And actually, you can see a lot of them are actually up
OBS though has
stopped
responding to my shortcut keys.
They're all being taken by
I'm playing right now.
we're watching, so
it's in the top left
down to a point where we're looking
screen.
At a lot of flags being taken
as far as Hearthstone, as soon as I finish a game and the stream's over, I'm gonna finish everything.
Because as much as the trench can be very lethal when you run around the corner and maybe get hit with a shotgun, they do provide a lot of cover at the same time. If you don't know what's in that trench, you can take cover in it.
Yeah, it's a great place to chuck a grenade, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, but it is hard though, right, to determine that. So many turns, so many corners.
Is there
never quite know what you're gonna find.
interesting that could be announced? We could get some Microsoft new new announcements, certainly.
Over to Mugs now, once again sniping. We know that he loves
just
to do
new
this.
IPs.
He's using the label sniper, which is the French
that would certainly help.
Missed it. Some of those flick shots, man. I mean,
Killer Instinct Season 3 might get talked about. Minecraft will almost certainly be talked about. A Gears of War might get talked about. Crackdown 3 should be talked about tomorrow. Sea of Thieves will probably be talked about. Phantom Dust, maybe if they're making a single. Fable Fortune should be talked about. That's the new free-to-play collectible card game. State of Decay 2, maybe. Halo Wars 3, maybe.
See that final guy?
Taking a hit.
All it takes, he just literally, all he has to do is breathe on him, and Mugs will fall here. So he's got to be very careful.
Oh, there is
a pathogen. Good night. Good shot there. Mugs looking to do it again. There you go.
There you go.
He didn't even need to shoot the gun. All you had to do was take the bullets and then throw it at Mugs, and then Mugs would have died just on that alone.
Developer of Dungeon Siege. Interesting. Microsoft was the publisher, developer of Dungeon Siege.
I can't believe it. This is just Battlefield at its finest. This is actually a really good game.
No, it is so close.
Picture of this game and see if it's the game I'm thinking about.
And we're storming Dead Steel here. Looks like we're heading that direction.
Here's one of the tanks.
This is X Factor, the one and only.
Just annihilating.
This is what I love to do personally.
You can see.
Dungeon Siege is different than Dungeon Keeper. Yeah, that's what I'm having confusion.
Yeah. You know, Cretans
So,
there in the trenches. Oh yeah.
You want to be careful not to
so
fall into the trenches.
catch everybody up. We're watching the EA live stream, of course, and what they're really doing is they did a 30-minute stream that was rather disappointing. They announced a FIFA, a Madden, a sequel, Battlefront 2, Battlefield.
Is it possible to get out of the trench
I think
network?
Battlefield 2 is what it is. A new Battlefield, whatever. The only new IP that they teased was called Anthem from them, and there's a new IP from the creators of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons called A Way Out that looked interesting, but I may never actually be able to play.
He like ran away. He saw that. No, that's CC24. Saw the tank and was like, "Oh boy, I'm just go the other way." Oh,
yeah,
that was
not going to end well.
Terrible way to play.
I know those guys. They were going for the Olympic kill.
Oh my goodness.
Gonna sit for the repair right here.
So
oh, they're storming. They're storming. Oh my gosh.
Danger Cow, what are you doing?
So yeah, I've been rather disappointed with the EA stream, but it keeps going. They keep showing footage of people playing their game, and I'm sort of watching it, but I'm mostly bored. There's a new Need for Speed. There's a lot of focus on YouTube streamers. They're pushing the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes cell phone game. They're pushing announcements at Gamescom. So they're making announcements of announcements.
Get behind the tank. Not happening.
No.
We're telling us absolutely not going to happen.
If you can get to one of the rear trenches, it does open out. Get around the
yeah, there might be a way out here.
Oh yes!
And we're gonna
know why the hotkeys stopped working.
Victory nod right here.
So happy.
No, looking at OBS too, it is showing me with the new software. It is showing me some information where it goes from green to yellow to brown to red.
But if it had left it there, then another tank wouldn't have spawned. Yeah. So he's kind of left a shell on the battlefield. Absolutely. Although he kind of took it into the trench himself, he was very good for getting it.
So.
You know, I like
yeah, it does look like I'm the one with not enough bandwidth.
Find the positives and the negatives.
We'll see what happens. If worst case scenario, what would happen is in the future streams, I just don't play Hearthstone and try to keep the bandwidth as focused. There's really nothing else I could do. If I called my internet service provider tomorrow, I mean right now, and told them I to give me more internet, they wouldn't have it set up by the time E3 was done. Probably wouldn't have it set up in a month. And frankly, it's the upload speed that I would need improvement on, not the download. And they don't like to upgrade the upload speed, regardless of what plan you're on.
It would have been fitting.
Oh man. Speaking of darkness, we're going over to Team Darkness here with Mugs TV. Finds one in front of him. That's going to be skill up. That's never mind. Skill down for you, sir.
Oh, very good. That was a nice one.
I'm doing almost nothing, so I'm going to just pull up on my phone and see if there's a reason why the OBS hotkey stopped working.
That's what he wants.
Hoping for the duck or something.
Yes.
Mugs only goes for the face. It's just how he operates, man.
Would you say it would be only for the mug?
Only for the mug? Oh! Andrew, you should become a commentator with me, man. We should
I cannot be as good as you guys.
Do this more often. I love it. Waiting around here. Mugs.
Again, we're playing in No Man's Land here. A lot of the gameplay that we've seen has been in this No Man's Land section.
But we have seen some really good trench hitting there.
But I think it's typical of the Conquest game mode, where it's the constant movement and the flow.
Yeah.
So if you leave your own trench and go into No Man's Land, take an objective, the chances are that the enemy team is flying around behind you and taking one of the objectives that you left.
And I found my biggest success is usually when I'm trying to control 1 or 2 points.
I can't even with you right now, Mugs. I know you guys are trying to like talk about how great
I was really trying to be strategic about this. This is how you do it. He's grabbing ribbons left and right.
You just go through and you shred. Period, man.
Let's take D. I hope he can take D.
He should just rename himself the Blender.
No way did he just land
the
that shot.
hotkeys.
He was getting shot and suppressed by that player, and he landed it straight in the chest.
This guy, man, he is just absolutely incredible.
Taking cover in the chapel here.
We're not getting any useful knowledge. And now we're just watching people play Battlefield.
It was close.
You won dead, mofo.
So good.
My goodness.
I wish somebody could explain to me why this would be interesting footage. Why people on YouTube would watch people playing this game.
I think there was one more left.
Or games like it.
Oh, we switched kits. Switched out to the support kit.
He was probably running out of ammo there.
Good players, I guess, do that. I haven't run out of ammo before.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like.
Happens to me all the time. God, yeah.
Oh, there's the trench.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That was a Trench Raider kill.
I wonder who was doing. I couldn't see the name of who was actually running the Trench Raider. Here we go. Stone Mountain, of course.
Now. This is great.
Unit 64 himself.
Unfortunately, we're not in a trench, but we are taking cover. We are taking cover here.
This is going to be a good one.
Running
I'm looking
in and out of the Pillars of the Ruins.
So this was. I haven't had a chance to tinker around with the Trench Raider yet, though.
Yeah.
How fun is he?
Super quick. All melee.
So when it apparently,
extra health because you have this
for some weird reason,
just all out war. This guy runs around, takes some deadly strikes.
Ready.
One-hit kills.
Get ready.
You can land it. If you can land it,
go.
The OBS Studios hotkeys will stop working when you get a pop-up.
There's one.
Jehovah, sorry, buddy.
You can or something. That's really dumb. Really dumb.
Just dominating
one health,
space.
1 health.
Oh.
He's down. He's down.
My goodness.
That was beautiful. That was good to watch.
That was good to watch. That was fun.
He knew the pressure was on him. He heard us in the venue, so he was just like, oh, I got to show up right now. The screen's on me.
Absolutely. 3 kills in a row. That was worth it.
Yeah,
check the spam
like
message. I seem to get spam messages every time I go live.
It's not the same as an automatic primary weapon. So,
and the club's the one-hit kill. I mean, you really want to use that guy.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like, if you know there's a couple of players around the corner, and you kind of got enough health, just step back for a minute. Get your health back, and then just storm them.
Storm it.
Yeah, because you're going to win.
By the way, guys, an update. 5 minutes left in the game. 5 minutes and 17 seconds to be exact, and it is still a close affair between these two teams. 8:28 to 8:39, and the points just keep on ticking. We're on board right now with Darkness429, an incredible Twitch streamer, by the way. If you ever get a chance to check him out, all these guys, once again, I said it before, I'll say it again, amazing creators that we have here at EA Play, looking to just have some fun.
Talking about the streamers again.
Great gameplay on the new map, Neville Knights, coming very soon. Next month?
No, coming this month.
This month. Oh.
This month, very soon. You know what we haven't
Too late.
seen yet?
Too late to take that attack.
No one has actually called in for an artillery strike.
You can call
there
in
is
an
a
artillery
chance
strike
to do that.
How do you know that?
Wait, you're not going to tell us, are you?
I think we should see if anyone can figure it out. But I can't go into it.
Well, if it doesn't happen by the end of the game,
see if I can speed up my internet a little bit by taking that.
Strike though in the middle of the map.
So you do have a little bit of that, just to kind of set the mood, keep you in your points.
Yeah, I like that. I like that quite a bit. It prevents everyone from like going nuts and just charging straight into the middle like a bunch of crazy people.
See, right now, the Giant Bomb stream hasn't been went for 2 hours and has been over for an hour.
But there's no tickets in it. It is literally a tie score, 8-7-1.
So close.
Yeah,
but it may not be tied for soon.
We are going to the time, just so you guys know.
So 3 minutes.
So
50 seconds.
50 seconds.
I think Giant Bomb may have been right to just
if we tried. I swear we did not
stop going, stop covering it.
Gamescom as well. Both games went down to the wire.
It did.
That just shows the experience of them having covered something like this compared to me. Is I figured I'd cover the whole thing, and it's probably good for my channel to cover everything, but
that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, that hurt the stream. You knew it was coming. It's on its way.
Yeah, well, that's funny because he's like looking around. He's like, "Is it above me or is it below me?" And then there's just nope right in front of you, going through your kidney. Here.
Well, I guess that's the point of the vertical gameplay that you're going to get here, right? You have to pay attention to where you are.
I might try changing the settings of the video at the end, but I don't think that's a good move, honestly. I need to stop the stream, I need to stop the recording, and then I'll start another stream. Since we've gone through all of this.
You really find such nice dark corners. But what you're also going to see when you start sniping, especially on the hilltops.
See, I've managed now on Hearthstone to do everything I needed to do except for the watch and learn quest.
You have some,
so
AI elements, don't you?
if that doesn't help me,
2 minutes, 25 seconds, 9:24.
Let's go ahead and quit
opened up
out
just a tad,
of this
rocket gun come. Oh,
and
that was a
log into the other
second round. Engine disabled.
the other region.
No, it's gone.
Like, I don't think I ever got. I don't think I'm going to be able to get into the Asian region.
Shoot into the darkness.
The last time I tried, it failed.
I know, right? Well, they are going to be able to overtake C both teams have 3 flags, but the C and D flag are swapped. So
Asian region.
See a lot of activity. Who's going to be able to win out that battle in the midfield is the question. Stone Mountain rallying with his team forward, shooting his teammate because reasons. And it's over to A, and they're going all the way out to the other side of the map for that last-ditch effort here, Andrew.
I don't think anybody has tried to friend me in the Asian region.
They have to cap at least 2 in order for them to come back into this one, I think, with 1 minute and 23 seconds, because it's
not
still
sure
very
it's
close.
going to happen.
Yeah, no, it won't happen.
We're down. They are capturing 2 points.
I can't see it happening personally.
I think it's
so I'm doing the original setup for the 2 regions to try to. That way, if anybody wants to play me on those regions, at least I can play them, even if I'm going to end up playing them with the most basic default cards available.
Either way, though, they needed to stop literally
It's not really a great
that
solution.
was not the case. Team Darkness
It's something though I can do while we're waiting for this video to
it's kind of fitting
end.
too, because it was a dark map.
I have to say, well, you know, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from that game, because there were
See, they do highlights of the game they're showing off.
Doom 49 had a couple great shots, as well as Muggs. Muggs, I think, was a superstar of this whole game, though. Just getting shot after shot after shot. He was absolutely tearing it up.
I mean, like, if watching Muggs do some of that, I think it's just, sometimes it's not even the action.
I just don't think they're doing good commentary,
like first shot, second
because it's not the person actually playing the game that's commenting, and it feels just like sports commentary that you would get from watching a football or basketball game.
Super dynamic.
It doesn't feel like an actual evaluation of the game. It's an evaluation of the players of the game.
And I'm particularly glad because as a person who really enjoys
that kind of content doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't sound interesting.
Right? You know, the gun mechanics in Battlefield are fantastic. I want to be able to take advantage of it as much as possible. And you know, so awesome stuff all around, I have to say. And yeah, I mean, Wesley, thoughts on the map?
I think the map's really, really good. Because it's the first night map, very different from anything we've created so far. The lighting really lends itself to a different style of gameplay. You can see that.
The lighting looks dark. Every time I looked at the screen in Battlefront, Battlefield, whatever it is,
yeah, I loved it.
Sure.
It was awesome. I liked the close quarters combat once again, but I think that's something that we're all going to kind of echo here, because it's very, yes, you have it in other maps, but it's just a different feeling, it's a different tone.
It just,
really feel
the
like,
game looks so dark.
You know, if I had to think about how BF1 would do
I can't help but feel I've lost all of my commenters and all my viewers because of this streaming issue,
I'm glad that it was able,
which
it was nailed, right?
wasn't an issue before, apparently.
Super into it because I just get into trenches, hide in the corner,
because we've been streaming on the old software and it seemed to work.
You guys need pants.
That might come up. Now that you've recommended, I'm going to put it on the list.
There you go.
Let's see if the designer's
revelation is here.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I'm a great game designer, kind of, sort of, not really.
There's probably a lot of people online.
Here. But for now, though, let's go ahead and send it over to Jose, who's down on the floor. Jose, what you got for me, buddy?
Hey guys, I'm hanging out here with Miss Ella Cronin, who I was trying to get an interview with at the end of that round. That's why our team sort of fell behind. So I feel like it was my fault. I apologize. But tell us a little bit about your experience with Neville Knights and how you think it's going to affect the Battlefield 1 players out there.
It's really fun, like the nighttime aspect and the fact that it's dark and so much harder to see what's going on completely changes the atmosphere. So yeah, no, it's really different.
It's dark.
It's like a completely different experience.
That's all I'm getting from
this. How do you
this.
approach
It's dark.
the night maps as compared to the typical daytime or desert-like maps that we've seen in Battlefield before?
I mean, I like being a medic anyway, so I tend to stand a little bit further back from the fights and just try and heal and keep people alive. So yeah, that hasn't really changed. I kind of can like hang back, try my best to keep my team alive, keep my squad alive. So yeah.
So is it difficult to approach being a medic when the lights are out? It's nighttime, Neville Knights shining down, all you see is the sunlight, the twinkle of lanterns. Does it make it harder for you to sort of find your teammates, or do you just sort of rely on your icons?
It does. It does make it harder, but it also makes it harder for them to see me, which I quite like. So it works out both
I'll
ways.
manually switch if I can
Smart
get
thinking.
there.
That's how it's done. Well, I'm sorry. I see your team has
Controller.
left you again to play some more. I will let you get back to playing. Thank you, Miss Ella Cronin. Back to you guys at the table. We're going to play some Neville Knights.
Awesome stuff there. That was Missile herself. Missile Cronin. No, Miss Ella Cronin. She was a fantastic medic throughout the game. We got a couple good clips of her. Really, just keeping everyone going, and that is essentially what a medic needs to do. Right? Just you got those medics. Okay, we think like, oh, I'm just gonna do it myself. No, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Apparently, this
Okay,
guy's
you're
gonna win
supposed
at
to,
10 mana.
like heal your teammates.
Be a buddy.
Battlefield SWAT game.
That's right. Resupply and revive.
Resupply and revive.
That's
Love it. I had such a good time, man. Westy, what a day. What a day.
Yeah, it's been really good. We're not quite finished. Oh, there's one more thing that we've got left coming.
Okay.
There's been a really special video that's been made by one of our Battlefield community members. We're going to flick over to it now. And
They're saying they got a really special video. Let's see what this is. This was allegedly made by a member. I guess it was.
Wow, can I get a Lala 7-man kill streak?
It's a streamer again. Yay, streamers, I guess. Like, even as a YouTube streamer, I don't want to see a streamer. Like, they've got nothing to add at a convention like this because I want new information. I don't want to see them playing. I want announcements of new games. I want the perfect depiction of new features and new elements in old games and new games. I don't want somebody just trying to figure it out.
Oh, Jaina, it is good to see.
And EA is literally just trying to sell, like,
Show me what you've learned.
streaming
Not hold back.
and streamers instead of selling a game.
Good.
Now they're carrying a giant loot crate of some sort to the girl. And they're gonna do I think a proposal.
It's a battle pack. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dan. Jeff, you guys are doing so good. You guys carried this battle pack all the way out
They're
here.
gonna propose to
Mugs,
her.
Job's done.
What's this? What's this?
This is a very special battle pack for a very special woman. You know, we met at Twitch.
Say no. Please say no.
We've done so
It'll be
much
more entertaining.
with the community.
Never
it has been
propose
an amazing,
in public.
experience with you, and
Never propose
I
in
just,
public.
you know,
And if
I
somebody
wanna
does
share it
propose
with
to you in public,
for
say yes and
the
then tell them no
absolute
later.
rest of my life. And Evelyn Rains, would you marry me?
So crocheted.
Yes.
I respect.
Can we get 3 ooh-yahs on 3? 1, 2, 3. Hoo-yah! 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 She said yes, in case you guys missed it. There was a nod, but there was a verbal yes. You won't be able to find that battle pack in game. That battle pack is not in.
Not at all, my friend. Congratulations to people who I know very well who are absolutely incredible human beings. Mugs and Ulala, you guys are awesome. Congratulations, and I'm glad that you were able to do this
seems
surrounded
like that
by your
might have
friends,
even been
who
staged
are
by
also your
EA.
family and thousands of people online as well. The Battlefield community is truly
Like,
amazing
I'm being
and
cynical
incredible.
about
They
it,
welcomed
certainly.
me in with open arms when I first got involved, and they do so with everyone else. So big thank you to you guys. What a time. What a day.
This was fun.
I had a good time. All right, guys. Well, once again, just want to close it out here. Congratulations, Mugs, Ulala, you guys
This
deserve it.
seems
You
like
guys
this
are
must
gonna
be the
have a
end.
Happy life together. But for those of you guys who want to have a happy time playing some Battlefield, Neville Knights will be coming out pretty soon as well. That will be this month, so be on the lookout for that. But that's going to do it for us here. It's been a great time, you know, playing some Battlefield. Still
so almost an hour and a half, if not more, of just trailers and watching people play Battlefield and other games.
Well, we'll catch you guys on the other side.
Just a big waste of time.
I can't do that.
We'll see what happens. Why can I not attack? The show is over. Thanks for watching. So
I have made some new friends who can heal as well as fight.
we'll come over here, and I'm going through the Asian servers setup, and as soon as I finish this fight, I'm gonna end the stream, and then I'll start another one with the different settings.
They'll never know what.
Apparently I can't kill. I can't kill this guy.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate.
By directly attacking him.
To an upset tummy. War should be a last resort.
You are naive, Lord Walker.
You're sure?
This one's mine.
You are quite powerful.
Job's done.
There we go.
Are very strong, Jaina.
Playing against Lord Walker Cho, and you don't even ever, not even in a tavern brawl or anything, play against Lord Walker Cho. Let's do this. And now attack here and attack here.
You are a true master.
So, just a reminder again that Microsoft is 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time tomorrow. There's no other streams coming on tonight, but I am going to try and change my streaming settings and come on, and we'll play like one Hearthstone game and just see how that goes. That's it for the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the chat or in comments how I did on the feedback and everything. What you would have rather heard or seen me do. Did I add anything to their announcements? Did I distract at least from the boring parts? Any feedback is helpful. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe. When you subscribe, click that notification bell, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out, tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching. If you want a friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, Battle.net, all of those links are down below in the description. Follow me on those too. That's helpful for a backup. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.